Welcome to the Incredible Connection All-Star Gaming live stage, where we bring you the best South African esports on offer. From Fortnite to CSGO to FIFA, no matter your pleasure or your poison, we've got you covered. As does Incredible Connection in store and online now with their dedicated all-star gaming section. So if you like playing on PC, console, mobile, they have everything you need. How is that for a smooth segue? Hey, you got to start the day off good. And now we are ready to get into the grand finals for the Fortnite competition. 50,000 Rand prize pool on the line. You got to watch the group stages 2 days ago, and it was insane. I am so excited about today. I'm not alone though. I've got two friends, some of the best voices in Fortnite. They're going to be bringing some action and giving me their big brains. Del Rey and Iro are with us now. Talking about big brains, we messed up a little 2 days ago because of the show, pretty much similar to this. I said to you, what are we expecting? When we all agreed it was going to be very passive. Everyone was going to take their time because they wanted to get points on the board. And then all the players were like, lol, sit down, broadcast team. You are wrong. Yeah. We are jumping in. We're going to be super aggressive. So are you expecting that aggressive play? Is that what we're getting? Sweaty lobbies, or do you think everyone's going to be a little old?
Well, sweaty, yes, 1,000,000%, right? We have both groups in this final, Group A and Group B in the finals now. And sweaty, it's going to be, is it going to be the same gameplay as that we saw on Friday? No, I do not think so. I think players are going to be a bit more safe. But hey, we were wrong day one. We might be wrong again.
We might be wrong again. Let's take a look at the format. We can't get this wrong because they've given it to us weeks ago, right? So it is a solo tournament, 50,000 Rand up for grabs. These players, they started with 1,600 signups. They then played open. We saw the group stages 2 days ago. We're down to the top 90 players, Iro, and 50,000 Rand prize pool. They've got 4 games today. I mean, are you with Del Rey? Do you think everyone's going to be a little bit more passive today because obviously there's far more on the line?
You have to agree first few games, maybe first to second, you're going to probably be seeing some of the greatest games here in Fortnite South Africa. From then outwards, it is a WK and massacre that we're going to be expecting from these players. I mean, it is that prize pool. The top 8 players today will be grabbing their chance at winning some prizes and so forth. So it's going to be a bit passive towards the end, WK, but it's going to be very entertaining.
It is going to be entertaining. We have some of the best players competing. But what was really entertaining in the group stages, and I'm kind of hoping we see this, there was a little bit of an upset. The lobby we were watching, we saw Tembadat, relatively new name, up-and-coming player, comes in 2 back-to-back victory royales, Iro. I mean, the question, of course, is can he do it again? Is that the player everyone needs to be worried about?
Iro there, I actually don't hear, but I'll answer that one. Yes, I 100%, I think so, right? He's, we can see in the chat, his name keeps popping up, and it's not a guy we actually heard from as of Friday, but here he is, and he's showing what he can do. And yes, as I mentioned, it's going to be sweatier, so we can see if he can do it again on the big stage in this grand final.
I think that Iro he got really excited about the action, so he just stopped listening to me. He was watching all of that, but he is back now. So Tembadat, Iro, that's the one. But Neymar as well coming in there at the end with a sneaky victory royale. He is the best Fortnite player in the country, arguably. I just said it, so people can quote me. Do you think he's going to be bringing the heat today?
Yeah, no, definitely. I mean, but eventually bring it back towards the end and so forth. He's always shown competitive integrity within him that he's able to these moments. Yeah, it is Neymar.
Ira, I'm gonna cut you off. It seems that we're getting my favorite South African lag seems to be coming in. So while we just sort out Ira's mic there, Del Rey, there was another player that got 2 victory royales in the group stages. We didn't have a chance to see his lobby. Warrior, tell me, what do you know about this player?
Well, super nice guy, obviously, from the back. A nice guy, but when it comes to the gaming, I think we'd see definitely a different side from him. And you can clearly see with these finalists that we're gonna on your screen right now, it's gonna be jam-packed action from Tembadat, from Neymar down to Daz, as you can see there. We've got from AG, Bruce, all the players from all the organizations in South Africa, from BVD, Anarchy Gaming, we have Punishers, we have White Rapid Gaming, all the way down. It's going to be packed. But back to Warrior, I really do think this guy has what it takes to take this whole thing.
So I'm interested though. So as someone, I've watched a lot of European Fortnite, a lot of North American Fortnite, but this was the first time I really got to get hands on with South African Fortnite. And I was curious because when I looked at the qualifications, I mean, a lot of the players that sort of made the top. So if you say sort of 1 to 20 top players qualifying, we were seeing points. I mean, it obviously comes down to placements. That's how you get your points and some kills. But, you know, clocking numbers like 400, 200, yet lower down, 25, 30. Do you think there's going to be a very big gap in this lobby, or does it all change now that we're in the grand finals?
It's difficult to answer. We've got our top players, like we keep mentioning, the Neymar, the Rejects, the Reepsies, the Travises are right at the top. I do think that as we get into that game 3 and 4, they might pull away, but anything can happen. It is Fortnite. It is RNG, like everyone says. Are you going to be contested from the drop? Obviously, these two teams play. Oh, we have Group A and we had Group B, and they were split. Now they're all together. Are they going to be contested on the drops? We don't know. And how are the players going to decide when to pull out and when not? So it's going to be difficult. It's going to be entertaining. and it's going to be one hell of a show.
It is going to be an incredible show. And this is the thing, right? So I just want to recap. If you've just joined us, because I know that you know that I'm going to play the Oprah of esports very soon and just give away a bunch of stuff. So if you're here for those, and this is your first time and you're looking at Fortnite South Africa, there are so many incredible players that you are going to see signed to big organizations who are going to do incredible things. I'm going to stop talking about them though, because I know what's on the screen. I know what you want. We have got all of these cool Logitech G peripherals up for grabs. I get to give some of them away. I cannot wait. So how that's going to work is later on in the stream, I'm going to drop a question and you're going to have to head on over to the Incredible Connection website to find the answer. And then you put the answer in the stream and you could win. And then we have the Xbox Series X. We started this giveaway on Friday with the group stages. We are giving away an Xbox Series X. I get to give it away at the end of the day. So not only will we have a player taking home that first place, but one of you is going to be taking home the Xbox Series X. I expect lots of emojis in chat right now, getting excited. And then obviously you can also see there that you do need to give your 3 reasons why you think the Xbox Series X is the best gaming console for a chance to win. We have Iro back. Iro, you gotta love, it's just to shake you up and get you ready. You know, I want you on your feet before you cast the first game. So I was like, you know what, let's just mess with his connection. Only kidding. I didn't do that. Iro, Del Rey mentioned these top players. Are there any players, I mean, we've said Timber Nuts and Warrior, but any other players that maybe you don't hear their name enough that you think we should be keeping an eye on today?
Honestly, you got to put in CK. You got to put in Havocs. You also do got Kareem by the chance, who on a good day performs exceptionally well. And yeah, these are the names that we got to definitely be on a watch today.
There's another name that you need to be watching. He is, I'm saying it again, tickle quote, here it is, Neymar, the best South African Fortnite player. And we got to get him in with us. Neymar, I'm just putting all the pressure on you, but I know a lot of people feel the same way. You are the player to beat tonight. Is that difficult, knowing that you have to drop in and everyone's kind of looking to take you out?
Is he mute?
We can't hear, and Neymar's gone quiet because he doesn't want to give away any. You don't want to give out any of your secrets. Don't worry, man. I do the same thing. Okay, so the question, of course, and I'll ask it again, is: do you feel that pressure, knowing that technically everyone considers you the best?
I do feel it a lot. I can't get rid of it. I'm always nervous, especially for 20s like this. But I'm excited and I'm looking forward to it.
Now you made me feel bad for saying it all those times. I'm going to stop. No more talking about Neymar, everyone. That's done. Just kidding. Del Rey has a question for you as well.
Yeah, hi, Neymar. Yeah, I just got this one question for you. Obviously, you're a top player, as we mentioned, and you do that VOD reviewing. Looking at Friday, how you played in Group B, I think it was, how are things going to change from your gameplay from day number 1 until the finals? What are you going to change today?
Nothing crazy, to be honest. The point system is the exact same, so I'm going to keep on playing the most safer play style. If I do end up wanting to take a fight, I will take a fight, but nothing is going to change. I'm going to keep to my gameplay, my same gameplay.
All right.
I mean, it works for you. You got your victory royale. Keep that gameplay going. One last question. Let's make this one quick. Neymar, if you don't win this tournament, who do you think is going to win it?
There's so many players. I don't know. I would have to say my first 2 options would be my trio, Woke, Travis, 100%. But there's so many good players. Like the players you've mentioned, who knows who's going to take it. We'll see what happens.
Okay, well, thank you for chatting to us. Good luck. We're going to let you go and get ready to play game number 1. But for you watching, that is to put a face to the name. You've got to see him play. Without a doubt, one of the best Fortnite players in South Africa. See how I said one of the pressure off instead of the best. I'm trying to be.
Thank you.
I'm trying to be the best possible host. We've still got so much on the way, and obviously 4 games coming up. That is the big one. But now we do have, I've got so many giveaways that we need to get through as well before we even start. And I know all the Fortnite fans are like, come on, just get the game going. No one likes the talking heads. But Del Rey, I mean, it's an interesting question. So I'm going to throw it at you as well. Before I do that though, I've just got a notification because they want me to give away even more stuff. If you are in the chat right now, I have a 5,000 Rand incredible connection voucher to give away. All you need to do is if you are in the Twitch chat, is tag a friend, tell them to come watch, or if you are on the Facebook stream, go and share it on your Facebook page, get all your friends to come see what all the fuss is about, get them to watch some South African Fortnite, and you can win a 5,000 Rand gift voucher from Incredible Connection, and then you can just spend it on whatever you want, which is absolutely awesome. Now, we do actually have another player. So this was a player that we didn't get a chance to see because he was playing in another lobby, but we do get a chance to chat to him. 2 victory royales for him in the group stages. Warrior is going to be joining us in a bit. Before we do that, though, Del Rey, that question I wanted to ask you, which I asked Neymar, if Neymar doesn't win this tournament, who does? Do you even want to answer that? You can throw this back to me if you want to.
It's definitely difficult, right? We have, if I go past the last 2, maybe let's go 6 months back, right? We at the top we had it's Neymar, then it's Rejects, then it's Reepsy. It's back and forth when it comes to solos. It's very difficult to call, but we have never had this kind of point system, so it might throw a spanner in the works, but I can't call it.
I just want to jump off the back of what Del Rey said. Ira, explain to me how this point system could potentially shake things up.
I mean, you're looking at a lot of players needing to change their playstyles. Some of them who are very much confident when it comes to the Fortnite lobby. They get into the game, they can W key, get 4 or 5 kills off spawn to mid game, and when the game's sort of wrapped up, they're ranking up 10 to 15 kills on the kill board. But now they can't put a risk in elimination because you can't count that. You're looking at a kill being 3 points and a victory royale being 180 points. So a lot of these players are switching up their playstyle just for the IC All-Star Fortnite tournament that we have. So it is literally shaking up the entire lobby. If you are a W key playstyle, you are placement, but like we will hear from Warrior, he played it differently for him. Usually it's placement, but he had more kills going into the Group B leaderboard. So it's shaking the entire lobby and the Fortnite South African scene right now.
We'd love to hear from you. Who do you think is going to take it? I asked Del Rey because you got to ask the hard questions on Grand Finals Day, but we'd love to hear from you as well. 50,000 Rand on the line. That is the prize pool, courtesy of Incredible Connections All-Star Gaming. We're just waiting to find out if Warrior can jump in. Otherwise, I think, you know what, we're just going to get going because I still got prizes for you. So maybe instead of chatting to Warrior, we can just do some giveaways. The Logitech G502 is probably one of the best mice on the market. I'm biased though, so maybe I shouldn't say that, but it really is a good mouse. And we're going to give one away. I think that's going to be the first thing that we give away. So this is how it works. You have to answer the question that's going to pop up on your screen in a little bit. If you don't know the answer, head on over to the Incredible Connection All-Star Gaming section of their website. You can find the answer there. Tell us how many buttons does the Logitech G502 Lightspeed Wireless Gaming Mouse have? And you could win one. It's as simple as that. Get going in the stream. And then this is the last one before we get into the game, because I know you're getting impatient. I have one more thing to give away, or to at least tell you about. It is the PlayStation 5. You can win one of 5 PlayStation 5s with Incredible Connection. All you need to do is go to the site and register on the newsletter. Once you've registered, you're in the draw. My Oprah job is done. I'm finished. I didn't get nearly as excited as she did. You know what, Iro, Del Rey, I'm done. I want to watch some Fortnite. So, gents, let's jump into game number 1.
Let's jump into game number 1 indeed. As we can see here on board with Chris. Iro, are you ready for what these players have in store for us?
Definitely keen for today. It's the most exciting moment right here for Fortnite South Africa, as everyone is going to take a pause for this moment over here. Here's Punisher's Warrior, who we were supposed to have a chat with, but he's finding himself in action on the Bojo Island over here. He has an advantage, as you guys can see, on the height over there. And Captain Rope looking very much tough because he's all the way down to wood, but he's building in wood, and that's going to be fire that's going to destroy that over there. So today, guys, you guys can expect 4 games to win. The first one right now, Warrior showing some really good consistency being on height.
Yeah, and this is what we're going to get game 1, right? All the players from Group A and B, or not everyone, 45 players from A, 5 players from B, all made it into the grand final over here. And now they're testing out who's dropping where. And clearly you can see some of these players aren't used to getting dropped on from the starters. Cape Rope is one of the players we did not spectate on Friday. But he's in a busy fight here with the winner of 2 of those qualifiers. So we'll see who comes out of it. I'm telling you now, if it's Cape Rope, this is going to be a massive downfall for Warrior.
Yeah, but look at his mat. Only 1 build at hand. If Warrior uses his AR just correctly, he can put Captain Rope in a very pressured moment right now. So it all comes down to that a little bit moment that we have on board with us. But on the other side, guys, we've got Sobs and Rice who's taken a 50 situation, and Sobs will come through with that elimination. Unfortunately for Rice, sent back to the lobby to reponder on how to come out in game number 2, more better situation for Warrior. This is griefing the entire lobby as well for these two, actually. I mean, they're not farming resources, they're not getting their weapons and so forth, and that's going to put them in a very tough position.
Yeah, indeed it will, as we jump on board with Numaipa, another player we actually spectated. I enjoy his name. I don't know if he is a par, but we'll see what happens. He's actually in a fight with Nexits, and I think I saw this in game number 1 this weekend, if I'm not mistaken, as they go at it again. And it's just edit galore, trying each other's face at the moment. Just shots going on, hitting anything just yet. But it's good to see Iro yet again. We said it's going to be slow. Doesn't look like really it being slow over here.
I mean, if you look at it, there's only been about 11 players being eliminated, so it's quite a slow game that we are spectating. I mean, a lot of these players though are very much shambles. We are looking at Latte, who's no my pa. He is no blue heals in his back pocket, no minis, no big pots, 124 HP, 55 builds. Like off spawn, you're meant to come out with 200, but he's gonna get that little bit of head, and still in this one is Warrior and Capped Rope. So for this team, these 2 players right now, they're also going to be shambles going into endgame. Whoever wins this one, regardless if you get Siphon Mats or even HP or whatever the case may be over there, it is time that was waste moments, and because Warrior or even Capped Rope won't have the mats, won't have the loadout to go into the end games.
This is the best way to do it, but he does get out. And he does actually knock him as Warrior takes down Cape Rope. And that's I would have done that earlier, right? Get out of both of you guys is going to come out of this negatively. And unfortunately, it is Cape Rope that gets taken out on board now with Bruce Shock, I think it is. And first time spectating this guy. But there's actually one thing I want to mention, Iro, and I looked through everyone that qualified for this weekend. We saw the names earlier as we were on the desk, but there's a couple of names that actually did not make it to the finals today. And I've got 6 names that I've written down that actually caught my eye, and I was quite surprised they didn't make it. And that is, firstly, to start off by Bravado Bean. Unfortunately, I think he missed out by 2 points, but he's not in the grand final. We've got the actual Fresh as well. He was 1 point out, or he was actually tied for that 45th place, and he didn't make it. We had AG Lubonix that didn't make it, Zeleny, Punishes Piv, and Deimos. Well, that's the 6 players I have. I don't know if you have anyone from your side that you were quite surprised with.
Swizzy, I think, is one of the other players as well, which we didn't get to see him qualify, and it's shocking. I mean, it just shows the magnitude at which we can have in the iStar All-Star Fortnite tournament. It's not easy. It brings you some tough games. And there goes Quasi, who gets eliminated. But Nex and them, they're in a W key fest, and that's attack looking really good right now. He's going to take out that SMG, but he's going to get eliminated. Being too aggressive on his end, he's going to get a bite at the opposition right now and be sent back to the lobby. I mean, some tough scenes that we are witnessing already. But like I say, you know, the All-Star, everyone's putting in their all might into it. So if they didn't qualify, it was just not their day, because it's as simple as that.
Yeah, as simple as that indeed. On board with Mike Sticks Whitey. The loadout looking actually quite good. I would be happy if I had this loadout. Obviously, a better shotgun would have been nice, but I would probably be okay with this, Ira.
Yeah, no, definitely. You got those red peppers, which is already a consumed one. He's got a sniper and he's got a blue AR. What more do you want right now? He's going to keep on focusing on that rotation between him and his opposition. But it does look like it's going to come down to a zone fight. And that zone going to put pressure a little bit on some of these players right now. But Mike Sticks played it out quite smart, holding out in zone quite a bit. And we see Gloves getting a kill feed over there, so that's going to be really good. Firecross on his end, he's taken up a fight over here, but he's not going to get that elimination. In fact, he's just going to get the resources and so forth from the player being eliminated. Mike Sticks played it really well on the right side over there. You can see he waited in zone, but he doesn't have any white heals. He's consumed all his red peppers for endgame. No launch pad. It's going to be some tough games for him, but for the situation he was in, you got to give it to him. Played it really well under pressure.
Yeah, played it really well under pressure as Punishes Reese gets eliminated there, so we won't see any further action from him as Firecross just still looting down below, sitting in the bush under a whole load of building. And this is probably, as it gives us a weird flex there with a beautiful dance. But this is what we're probably going to see, where players can maybe hide out and play it safe, they will. But if they do need to, or if they really do need to take the fight, they will. So that's actually good for us because we see more action. With Sobs now, another dance as well. But Iro, we look at his loadout, right? We've got an AR, we've got a shotty. There, no jump. We don't have launch jump pads. We don't have peppers. If there's something, how can we change this so you would be in your best possible scenario?
I mean, he's got that inflatable though, so he's able to still rotate quite quicker. And I think for him it's perfect. I mean, like I mentioned, you always want to, as a solo player, either carry mobility or white shields added to your thing. Maybe even a sniper rifle if you have the confidence in your sniping skills over there. So for him, Sobs, really good loadout that he has over there. You can see it's the general loadout that a lot of these players are going for. If you don't got a big pot, you can carry a medkit. If you don't kit, you can carry a sniper, and like you can see B-Boy at the bottom left over here. So most of these players will be opting in for those mobilities or white heals, etc. And it's a lot of camping very much early right now, and you get that little bit of a Storm Surge warning, which I honestly don't think it's going to activate for zone number 2, but that just puts pressure to say how stacked this tournament is. I mean, we are going to possibly be looking at the 50-50 zone Storm Surge or moving zones. And if you guys are somehow new to the Fortnite community, to the Fortnite competitive scene for South Africa, or if it's just your first time in general, Storm Surge is basically when there's too many players alive in a certain time of the lobby and you are required to deal some damage. And if you don't meet the threshold, you'll actually get some lightning bolts onto you and you get eliminated from Fortnite itself. And there's Sob sort of finding himself in a weird position as Popcool bursts that bush he was hiding in.
Yeah, the cow didn't work out that time, as one of the best solo players, I would put it, is right next to Sobs, and that in the case of Popcool. Now, there's actually one guy that we haven't really listened or seen of, and that's Tembarak. if we can actually jump to him and see if we can get some action from his side. He was one of the players that came out firing on Friday. He won 2 back-to-back qualifying games, and then Neymar took the third. And if we can see some of him, that would be insane. And a lot of people in chat already talking about him and saying, listen, yeah, he's going to be the next one there. He's going to be the next Neymar. Do you think that's possible, Iro, considering what Neymar has achieved?
I mean, I've been talking about. Oh wait, here's Neymar actually finding himself
talking about the devil
above Vapors. But does he take this action is the question. A lot of focus is on the build right here, and you can see this single player has not died yet, and it's a nice pump from Vapors. He puts a lot of pressure over there, but he's going to drop all the way low right now, which is a good position to be in. But Temperat, I've spoken about him quite a lot in the past weeks, solely because he has the potential to come and be the Neymar 2.0. He has the potential, but it's that consistency that I don't see from him that much in towards the end of tournaments and so forth. Like Friday, he played it exceptionally well. I have to give it to him. Winning back-to-back is amazing, but it was not like that before, you know. I never saw anything like that. So for me, I always call him the upcoming player. Now, I'm still giving it to him right now because it won't happen just yet. I mean, it's given for CK. If you remember how CK used to play back then, he had the same potential of Timbrat, you know, winning once in a while, and people would talk about him. But CK now is more consistent. He's a very good player and so forth. So I would say that's the same story for Timbrat here today. He can prove me wrong by winning the games yet again. And here's the group stage winners, or the open stage winners, Keaton, finding himself in a tough position on 36 HP. Needs to find the time to take a medkit and some minis and big pots right now, but he's going to get server focused quite a bit over there on his end. He's already accumulated a lot of mats just for himself, and it does look like the player who's W key into his box is going to eliminate him, and that's Delex, who manages to find Keaton. And no, Keaton's not happy with that because, you know, he has a reputation over the past couple of weeks to his name to sort of come through with the clutch today, and unfortunately game 1 does not go in favor for him.
Yeah, that's a big elimination from game number 1 as Keaton gets taken out, and a lot of people obviously going to see that kill feed and realize, okay, listen here, one of the threats are taken out as we're on board with Nay, and he looks to be taking on Altus in front of him. But Iro, one thing I saw this week is everyone bringing back those tier lists. Right, everyone bringing back. You were one of them as well on your stream. Saw you bringing out those tier lists, rating the players from best to worst, from godlike to not so good, you know. And do you think we're going to have a whole different tier list after this tournament?
Honestly, I don't think so. Maybe 1 or 2 guys will get a pop off and place top 8, but you'll most likely see that tier list being still existing, you know, the godlike, etc. I can tell you that for sure. Is it probably maybe 1 or 2 names, you know, like our upcoming players, Temperat, maybe he does something and then he gets changed on the tier list. But most of the players who we usually spectate, they're alive. They here. Here's Temperat, the bottom right, bottom left over here, trying to get in the focus, and he's got that famous consumable right now, and that's that parasite. Woo! You have to love to see it on Temperat because he brings in some clutch moments for us. And game number 1 on Friday, guys, was a madness from Temperat. Game number 2 as well. When he has this parasite, he's a different breed. And yeah, let's see exactly what he can do this time around. I'm seeing Kareem win the kill feed quite often. He's already got, I think, 2+ kills now.
Yeah, we've come accustomed to Kareem being quite aggressive in tournaments, and it looks like he's aggressive here again today, popping his name in the kill feeds there. But you mentioned on Friday, Iro, that that parasite on the head, and you said, listen here, if you're a top player, you must be wearing that 100%. How does one find those parasites? Are they just in loots on the floor, in the chests? How does one acquire them?
So they usually spawn.
Whoa! Just wait. Sorry. If you can see your Travis. Goliath Travis being taken out from the game number 1, and that's a huge name, ladies and gentlemen. That's someone that is 100% into the title fight of this. So yeah, sorry I interrupted you there, but that's a big name.
That is definitely a pause moment. Temperat getting a kill in the kill feed over there for himself as well, but Goliath Travis finding himself eliminated very, very early. So very unfortunate for himself over there. And yeah, Temperat eliminated by Havix. Oh my god!
Yo, what's happening? What's happening? Two big names.
In changes right now with some of the names that we had on board to win the tournament, guys, has been eliminated quite early. But yeah, you gotta love those parasites, but they only spawn at different locations. So you can get one at Craggy, you can get a few at Craggy, I think you can get a few on your rotation outside Retail Row, you can get a few on your rotation outside Poly, and I know there's a couple more spots that you get them. We did see Latte and Nomoy Pa, he got them there outside Retail Row, so it's just a couple locations, not everywhere. They are finding Neymar doubly keen into CK's box over there, and he gets that elimination. CK, somebody we talked about quite often as well, but Neymar showing up to par right now, and a definite needed battle for himself because he has a really good refresh from that elimination over there.
Yeah, and that was his first elimination as well. So you can see he does play it a bit slower, but considering he's finding one just underneath 50 players, I think that puts him in a very, very good position as Warrior pumps gloves, I think it was, for, I think it was like 108, and we can see him weak. He's following up. He's not letting gloves go away at all. Come here, gloves is what he's saying, but he changes to a cow, and then we switch a player, but you could clearly see he was in for that fight.
Yeah, it was definitely. And Popcool actually managing to eliminate Gloves on his end. So Gloves is finally going to be dead. And Notodome was with the piece control over there. Reepsy getting eliminated very early, placing top 46. Reepsy getting eliminated this early. Some of the names we mentioned to actually win today. Title winners here, guys, getting eliminated very much early. And this is going to mean a Neymar victory royale. I'm just calling it out right now. With the amount of players that have already been eliminated, Neymar's walking away with this one, but we still got Kareem, and does look like he's playing like he's on his good days, you know, and when Kareem does, you can tell when Kareem's playing good. He's already got a couple eliminations to his name already.
Yeah, indeed. It's a player that can pop off, and he's well known for his aggressiveness. So we'll see if he can keep going on that. We've got Boerpoi, I think is how you pronounce that. He's still camping good and waiting for the players to come push him and hopefully find a kill. As you can see now, look at all of those. We have Bravado Woke is still in this naze there. Zach is noted. Everyone just flying around trying to get height. And the one player I'm looking for, and I can't see his name just yet, is Rejects. Don't see his name, but he's another guy that is definitely fighting for that #1 spot. Oh, there he is. I see Rejects there. Storm, I see there as well. There's still a lot of names in this. 38 players remaining. Noted trying to find his way in. Nume Pa is getting taken out. And this is the business, Endiro.
Definitely. I mean, you just got to love it. Kareem's showing such aggressive gameplay, so is Warrior, and you can just see in the kill feed over there that's what's happening. But look who's on height over here. Bravado Woke, the trio for Neymar over there. We did mention if Neymar is not able to win, it is either going to be his trio, Woke or Travis. to the wins here today, and Woke finding himself in a really good position. Note, talk about the loot he has today, because he's used 2 launch pads already to make those moving zone rotations. FA Mongrel now down to literally 4 builds right now, but he's going to get a clutch play for himself and take out Blue Shark on his end over there. He's going to get eliminated quite soon. Danson gets eliminated. Neymar picks up a kill on his end over there, and these players are dropping like flies. He's down to literally the positions where they're so contested that they fight each other quite close. Bojo finding himself eliminated on the rotation. Just a massacre that we have witnessed right now.
100%. They're falling like flies, as you mentioned, and it's going to keep on going as he takes it. I think that's how you pronounce that. He just swaps out some weapons, making sure he's got the best possible loadout to go into this following zone, and it's going to be the fight for height. But it looks like Woke does, as more players do fall. We left with 8 players now, and they just keep falling. Nay now on top. We have Warrior here from the Friday session where he absolutely outshined everyone. And Havoc, we spoke about him. It's someone we need to speak about later on again. And I don't know, Ira, how is this going to play out? Take us to the end.
Neymar right here on the heighted position. Zaki's he taking Spooky still alive in this one. Havix is very much as alive as well, and you can see now Zaki's going all the way to the low ground as Neymar still secures that heighted position. For E-Take, he's looking really good on his end, but it's coming down to literally the last moving zones over here, guys. What will be the play? We have no idea, as Neymar jumps straight in the bot to the attack onto Havix. Havix now down to literally 94 HP. Doesn't look like he's able to get that elimination just yet. He's going to be using his Parasite to make those mobilities as he's out of mats right now. Neymar still very much in this one. He does have the Chug Cannon in the back pocket as well. He's very much good on HP, and he takes a huge pump to E-Take. However, now E-Take using those builds in those positions. This is literally the dying moment we love to see over there. And Neymar is able to grab the victory royale.
Yeah, you
Definitely
called
did.
it. What
I
a
did.
play. What a play, what a play,
I mean,
what a prediction. Yeah, it's insane to see how this player just keeps on going.
I mean, when you say keeps on going, he just gave us a masterclass in Fortnite, right? You saw him take the high ground when the time was right. Even though he didn't have mats, he was using the parasites to the best of his advantage. He knew what his loadout was. I mean, every single step was so calculated and well thought out. I kind of want to break that down because I think the timing of the high ground from Neymar was really good. But I specifically want to talk about, because I think there's a lot of people watching who might not understand the parasite section, Ira. And this is always interesting for me because it is quite an OP thing. But there might have been people watching being like, why does he have the giant alien bug on his head? So explain to someone who doesn't play Fortnite why Neymar had the giant alien bug on his head.
Guys, very much OP item. It gives you double movement as well as double jump. So that's why he was able to move himself from one build to the other without zero mats, using that double jump feature that you get with the Parasite. And then also on top of that, you get double movement. Not only that, but if you get headshot with the pump, the damage doesn't count. It goes onto the Parasite and doesn't affect your HP. So you're able to take one and maybe deal twice and get that elimination quicker. So it is very, very OP to have, and will definitely be grabbing you a lot of the Victory Royale games, as we did see right now in the finals game number 1 with Neymar.
For sure. We're going to take a look now at the leaderboard. Neymar obviously getting the Victory Royale, but with that Parasite. But I do think there was a few other things that came into play there. But now if you take a look at the top 8, a lot of these names, Warrior is in there. He obviously had the 2 Victory Royales from the group stages. But for the most part, Del Rey, we saw a lot of our sort of top picks go down in the mid game. Were you expecting to see the likes of Travis? Obviously, we saw Tembadat, Ripsy. Did you expect to see them go down so early? What happened there?
No, not at all. I think they shocked themselves. Maybe they made a stupid mistake and they're going to come back and show us what they can do in game number 2. But it definitely didn't expect them to go out so early. I think Ripsy got 61st, and I think Travis was just before that. So they're going to come back, and they're going to need to come back. They can't be slouching in game number 2. We know how important those placement points are. And here you can clearly see Neymar, yes, placement points was important, but he still had 7 eliminations in game number 1. So those players, yeah, you've been knocked out, but it's not the end. You need to come back. You still have 3 games to do it.
You still have 3 games. There's lots to play for. This is something that I thought was interesting at the start. So it was a more passive start than what we saw in the group stages, a little bit slower. However, the more confident players and the names that you recognize. So there's a Rainbow Six Siege player. I'm going to jump games completely in South Africa called Causa, and his favorite thing is always to say you must assert dominance. And I felt like a lot of the players I wrote at the start, they're the more confident players, and you saw Kareem as well being aggressive throughout, asserting dominance. Do you think that this is going to mean that maybe the less experienced players will be a little bit more aggressive as well as we move into game 2?
Definitely not. What they've witnessed in game number 1, they're going to even be more passive, change their routes so that they don't encounter Kareem or Neymar again. I mean, so we're going to have a shift of changes as well now that, okay, if I went left and I met Kareem, I don't want to meet him again, I'm going to go right. But, oh, now I'm running into Neymar and now I'm dying quicker. And so this is why I say earlier on is that the games will start off passive, then it will move into a W key format, is because a lot of their players change the way they rotate because of certain areas that they didn't count in game number 1 and 2. So it is a learning process for some of these, like you mentioned, upcoming or less players like Kareem that are still learning into the games that they encounter. So for them, it's, oh, I've got to change, I've got to do this and so forth. For Kareem, it's like, head on, I'm going in, I want that kill that I got the same time I did game number 1.
So I knew Ira was going to say that, but I'm like, I'm so weird because for me, I'm like, you got, again, I'm going to steal that saying, assert dominance. You got to assert dominance on Kareem. You got to assert dominance on Travis. I just want chaos at the start of the games. I'm going to get shouted at now for trying to create drama. So you know what? Let's take a break. And when we get back for game number 2, I'll calm myself down. Game number 1 for the Incredible Connection All-Star Gaming Fortnite Grand Finals is complete. Bravado Gaming's Neymar takes the victory royale. We got to speak to him before the game, and he said he hates me doing this. He hates everyone doing this. It gives him lots of pressure. When we say he's the best Fortnite player in South Africa, it obviously worked, Neymar, because you won. So we're going to keep calling you the best Fortnite player in South Africa. Incredible performance from him, Del Rey, but a lot of the big names, Travis, we saw him go down. We mentioned some of them earlier, not having... I mean, I don't think that the first game is ever really an indication of what to expect, but no one likes going out early in the first game. So what's their game plan now coming into game number 2?
If it's
other than staying alive.
If it was a other than staying alive. If it was a stupid mistake, maybe they'll just stick to their guns and keep doing what they're doing and maybe try fix that stupid mistake. I don't think we're going to see anything flashy from them from the start. I think it's going to be safe gameplay. If they contest, obviously they need to take care of that. But my big question is, if these players that now dropped out in game number 1 that early, if they don't make it to, let's say, the top 10 in this game, are they going to be in trouble? What's going to happen? What's going up in their heads? Because this is all a mind game, where you're being placed and how much points you're going to take. And that's the question for me. What's happening upstairs if they don't make it to the top 10 in game number 2?
It's interesting you say that, though, because at the end of the day, these players are really good, right? So we know they've got the mechanical skill. We know they put in the hours. It does come down to mentally, can you hold it together in a scenario like this? Iro, I gave you a hard time at the end of game number 1 because I'm all about the aggressive play. I want everyone jumping in. I want them hitting W. I want them shooting everything. But the truth of it is, and we saw it with the points, in a situation like this where placement points count for something, you need to get those placement points. At the end of the day, also placement points kind of guarantee you more eliminations, which also lead to more points. Because if you're in the end game, you've had a longer opportunity to pick off players. So is it a matter of balancing when you decide to be aggressive? Would you say that? I think that you've muted yourself. This is because we were having an argument before we came on.
Yes.
And Ira just shut his mic off.
Okay, no, like I was saying, I think I've mentioned this to you, is that a lot of these players will get a lot more aggressive towards the end because they're pressured by their mat counts, because they've taken a little bit of Storm's damage. They don't have floppers. They don't have med kits to sort of heal up that white HP. So they're going to get aggressive, jumping to players' boxes on the rotation. Because if you look at the end games, you're rotating quite close to each other. You focus on the zone. So when the Storm's at the back of you, you running, you're not really focusing left, right, and center. And this is where the pro players sort of get the upper hand. They're more collected. So they will easily look left, or this player doesn't know what's happening, jumping into the box, and I'm getting aggressive. So end game is where a lot of these people pick up those eliminations. And for some others, it's Kareem who kills everyone he sees because he's Kareem. But look, if you did see, he placed 29th overall because of his aggressive gameplay. He found himself in a tough position and he got eliminated. So I think the perfect time to get at the elims is on the moving zones.
I am actually in agreement with you. I just like having a little bit of fun about asserting dominance, but Ara's got it right there. That's how you want to play. Okay. Everyone in the chat's been asking, and you know what? Before I explain to you how to win stuff, I rate we should just give something away now to a winner. So you remember the Logitech G502 was up for grabs. All you needed to do was answer the question correctly. If you didn't know the answer, you could head on over to the Incredible Connection website to find the answer. Well, we have a winner. So here we go. Congratulations to our winner. You get to take a Logitech G502 Lightspeed wireless gaming mouse. That's so much to say, but there you go. You're going to win that. If you're wondering, someone in Twitch will get hold of you from Incredible Connection to make sure they can get their prize to you. So don't stress. They'll be sorting that out. And you know what? I can't just give one thing away, so let's give something else away. Another Logitech G prize. The Logitech G Pro keyboard is up for grabs. Logitech G, of course, sponsoring the All-Star Gaming Fortnite Grand Finals. And if you want to win it, you're going to have to answer a question about the mechanical keyboard. So we'll put the question on your screen right now. This is how it works. If you don't know the answer, head on over to the All-Star Gaming section of the website and go search for it. It's as easy as that. I'm not going to give you any clues. I expect you to do all the work. And then if you want to win an Xbox, because I got even more stuff for you, the Xbox Series X, we are giving one away. We're going to announce the winner at the end of the stream. If you want to win the Xbox Series X, all you need to do is go into the chat right now and tell us why this is the best gaming console. And you could potentially win it. You'll be put into the draw. And then finally, if you want to just spend some cash at Incredible Connection, there's a 5,000 Rand voucher up for grabs. All you need to do if you're watching on Facebook is share the stream. If you're watching on Twitch, tag your friends, get them to come into the chat. May I suggest you get them into the chat and say that you bought them there, and you could win that 5,000 Rand voucher. Right, the Oprah job is done once again. If you want to find out more about those giveaways, make sure you follow Incredible Connection on Twitter and Facebook, because there'll be information there as well. Delray, Iro, game number 2. Let's see if Neymar can make it a back-to-back victory royale. Let's jump right on in.
Yeah, let's jump right on in. And it is Kroos once again. Iro, we mentioned so many times about Neymar, and you just showed us what he could do and can do in game number 1. My question to you is, and this is quite a difficult one, and it's controversial to everyone in Fortnite ZA, and that is the little word called griefing. Now, I'm mentioning this now because I think we do get this quite a lot, and people do go on Twitter rants about this little word called griefing. Do you think we will get any of that against someone like Neymar?
I have to put it out there. I mean, this is Battle Royale, so whether it is a underrated player looking to swap his rotation out or whatever the case may be, or maybe it's someone who's in top 8 looking to eliminate the person that won game number 1, you will definitely encounter that. I'll give it to you. So for 100%, bro, 100%, you're gonna get some of that action in. And we are off to a really good start. So much action on board between these two various players. You know, you got Vapors, who's hard W key next on Ethan on his other side. They're also doing really mad things right now, but it does look like it's going to come down to literally the final wire where Next is going to get eliminated, and Vapors is now in a position where he's going to take some fights very early as well. He doesn't have that much mats at hand, only 7 builds, so he's going to find himself in a tough position. B-Boy, on the other hand, he's also taking quite early action. Maybe Sam is influencing these players, because aggression, we are seeing game number 1 over here, and Vapors gets eliminated. What a good gameplay coming in from Cozy 1x over there on his end. He was able to put him in a little box and edit the wall on the side.
Yeah, aggressive they are. They definitely listen to the stream. They listen to Alex say, listen here. Sam, sorry, not Alex. Alex is more about the sit in your box, and Sam is just go, go, go. And it looks like that's what they're doing is go, go, go. And they just want to get into fights here. And I think it's Bruce Shock as well that's in the fight, and shots go down. But it is Bruce Shock that comes out on top, and he gets that elimination in that one. So good start from him, and Mr. German man looks like he's gonna get into some fights. But again, we see a lot of aggression from the start. These players aren't giving up. For me, you know, I would just be like, if you want to fight me, I'm okay. I'm popping a chili if I got it, and I'm just running, right? I don't want to be in these fights, but listen here, if they've listened to Sam, then so be it.
Yeah, definitely. But yeah, a couple of people finding themselves in tough positions. And I mean, desk slamming moments for some of these guys, because they died quite early as well in game number 1. So they're finding themselves yet again in a predicament that they don't want to. It's almost sad, because, you know, you this is the biggest tournament for Fortnite South Africa, and it is coming down to literally your 2 games being quite bad on your end. So yeah, after moments now we are seeing B-Boy finally disengaging from that battle that he was in. He's taken a lot of consumables as well as a mats in his end, which is gonna cost him towards the end. But good rotation nonetheless, and a disengagement that we are witnessing from B-Boy. Does look like Vibes is gonna get an elimination kill feed as well. And we are now down to 76 players with about 2 minutes into the game.
Yeah, indeed, and that's something I would have done exactly as Bootboy did. Yeah, just rotating out, making sure. Listen, here, I don't want to take any fights. Let's just leave it there. And Sam actually confirmed. Listen, yes, he is ready for coaching sessions. If anyone of the Fortnite players want to get some W King in with Sam, he definitely can reach her. But other than that, we're on board with Goliath Travis, one of the players that had a terrible game number one. He needs to pick things up. And early on, we spoke about what's on this guy. That Parasite is back there. It is so important. He got it from the back.
Yeah, Goliath rejects. He made it into the end games at least, though. You know, for most of that, he was still alive, and which is really good from his end. But it wasn't the best outcome that we had expected for Thingy, and Goliath Travis in this area. With Bravado Woke. Bravado Woke actually was the player to eliminate rejects, if I'm not mistaken, in the end game rotation.
I actually have no. I can't remember, but
I think it was.
Obviously, that's a big. Well, in case that is, and anyway, that's a massive fight, right? Two of the top players going at each other. You know, it's obviously what we want to see.
More for a quick fight.
But
more for a quick fight if it's end game. Yeah, it's couple tacks and boom, dead. Yo, that snipe let me almost foul fight. Yeah, that was really close. But yeah, there's BJX. We just missed that action over there. He manages to eliminate Divs, and Divs gets out of this one in game number 2. But Lucid on the rotation, he's got that shield fish. However, does not rejuvenate your white HP. Only gives you blue. And yeah, now Lucid rotation far in the zone. Jovi, who we saw quite aggressive last game around, moving there and there. But yeah, everyone's trying to get their piece of the Parasite right now. They know it's OP, but only the good players or elite players know how to use it. For Temperat himself, he was ahead of the meta, let's be honest. I mean, we saw him in the group stages with the Parasite, game 1 and 2. Then game 3, everyone had it. Everyone was like, I want a Parasite.
They clearly learned from him, right? We saw him win 2 back-to-back, and he said, listen, if you can't beat them, join them. And that's exactly what they did. The parasites on their head, and there we go. But Iro, we're going back to why this tournament was postponed to the finals being today, and that was because of the Ariana Grande concert, in-game concert of a Fortnite. I want to ask you, what do you think about it? Was it better than you expected? How's your feel about it?
Yeah, no, it was amazing. Just went well. For you, how did that go?
Well, I don't know. A lot of players have been spoke to Glubs earlier, and Glubs obviously taking part in this tournament, and he said, listen, it was one of his favorites, not because Ariana Grande is one of his favorites, but because there was so much to do. Everyone was flying around, gliding around, going for points, winning things, and I think you got a glider or what for how you did. So great initiative from them, obviously bringing this stuff in.
Yeah.
I think it's the only game out there that does this kind of in-game things. So kudos to Fortnite and Epic Games.
Yeah, no, definitely. I mean, it brings in a whole new audience to Fortnite as well. For some of these guys who've never even heard of Fortnite, or maybe never even downloaded the game, maybe they tuned into a live stream that happened, into the Fortnite event itself, and took part in the whole thing. Because, yeah, no, it's from time to time we do see Fortnite collaborate with big artists. I mean, the first one ever was with Marshmello, and that was amazing. And then it was Travis Scott.
That was huge.
That one was the biggest event. And then it was Ariana Grande. So, I mean, Fortnite itself, if you guys are tuning in, it's not only all sweats, builds, and edits and parasites. You get to encounter in-game concerts, and they're really good. really, really good. They get the character into the game, and it's a very interactive concept, and that goes on for about 4 to 5 minutes. And you're barely even listening to the songs. Let's be honest. You're just enjoying how interactive the game can be, and that's what Fortnite makes it so fun. Is that it has an interaction system like no other game that I've seen before.
100% agree with you. There's no other game that does it quite like Fortnite and Epic Games. But on board with Bravado, Woke in his bucky, farming, going around collecting these materials, making sure he's in the best possible position to go into fights. With in your bottom left, we have Rise just keeping his eye on Boerboy there at the back, making sure he doesn't cause any havoc there. But one question I actually want to ask the chat, and chat, please get involved here, is we had a lot of chat about different seasons of Fortnite, which seasons are better and why you think this season is better. I want you in chat, right? If you build me your best season, if that is mechs, traps, swords, what else? The airplanes, like, go galore. What is your best season that you could possibly build? Season 27, let's call it 27. What would you want to see in season 27? All characters, all the best on the map. What do you want to see and what don't you want to see? I'll read them out as we go along and we see more fights. But Elite, he is here and he's trying to get out as quick as possible. The shots go around him and he gets taken out there. And Cheerio, we'll see you in the next game. North takes him out. And not a good showing from Elite. Hopefully he comes back and show us what he can do in game number 3.
Yeah, no. Tough moment for him as he was shot front and back, so he had to focus a little bit more than... He had to focus more on building than trying to deal damage to the one who has been the WP, and that effect it was North on his end. But 68 players here, and we are now in the Zone 3, so a stacker of a game right now. And I did mention Game 1 and 2, guys. We are going to be getting those players still staying very much alive right now on there, and Warrior is in this game at least. He's looking very much healthy. He's got a lot of consumables, floppers, shieldfish, minis, pump, and a AK. Ooh, if you get some good headshots with the AK, you are in for a treat. But we have Travis in the game as well, who's managed to stay alive this time around, and let's see what happens. I mean, you win a game, you very much back in this one, guys. That is how good the point system is for clutch moments. So if you need to clutch and grab a victory royale, you're back into the prize pool. So for most of these players like Reepsy, Tembrat, Heaton, Travis, all died quite earlier, still very much in this, and especially now that we're in our second game, but we still have Game 3 and Game 4 to be played out. Looks like Michael over here, 78 builds. He can clearly build and heal up, but he's not doing that, choosing the option to stay very quiet on his end. Does look like he also has got a launch pad, but he's going to get eliminated. Either way, Michael finding himself being eliminated by Quasi Bast, and now he's going to find himself rotating in with the pressure that he is in Storm right now. That is a 2-ticker. Will the zone focus him, or the oppositions that he's about to face focusing is the question. It doesn't look like it, as everyone is sort of chilling on Daya. And for Spidey, finding himself in a tough position over here, getting server focused, not the position you want to find yourself in, and he's going to get eliminated. Who picks up that kill? And that's going to be Kareem with the focus on his end.
Yeah, Spidey needed some Spidey senses to get out of there. But Kareem at the top saying, hey, you know me, I'm W King, and this is what's going to happen. I'm taking you out. And he's on the board with his first elimination of game number 2. And chat, I did ask you, build me your best season 27. And most of you guys said season 3 was the best. Iro, you agree with that?
Season 3's chapter 2 has to be. It was very interactive game season that time around.
Has to be. And then we come to the 90% of the players. Listen here, if it's C7, they want South African servers. So I'm vouching for that one. I'm saying yes, 100%. We want South African servers. We see all these players, we see all the viewers, we have the interaction. Now we just need those servers to come along. As Reepsy finds a kill, and he's on the board. So that's definitely a better start from his side, considering he fell out quite early in game number 1. And now we come to that big business end of things. People rotating in, sitting in their boxes. Brew Shark is there in a fight in your top right. And it's now going to start to roll in Iro.
Yeah, we're definitely getting into that moment right now where things get a bit heated for the players who remain in the leaderboard. Still a couple players on the outskirts that need to make those rotations right now. Latte trying to take his Hilux out of this box over here. Hopefully he's able to do so. But yeah, 11 players need to drop dead or they will get some Storm Surge activation. And I think for the first time this weekend in the IC All-Star Gaming, guys, will get some severe Storm Surge activations. I mean, hopefully we'll be able to witness that from one of these players over here. Quasi, seeing that he's 70 above, he's going to get absolute beam now, down to literally 37 HP. He's going to get server focus on his end and get eliminated. Altis is able to pick that one up. Nice to see Timbrat in this situation. However, he doesn't have his best friend with him, and that's the Parasite. So, how will we see Timbrat perform this time around? Zorro literally taking a lot of damage on his end. Needs to focus on the heals right now, and at least he's got some ability to get to 100 blue, but no white heals in the back pocket over there. He's opted out for that rotation with the red peppers, so that's going to be really interesting. Just look at how many players need to make the rotation into 50-50 zone. That there is dramatic.
Yeah, it caught my eye from the start. As soon as that zone showed, look at everyone outside of it. The guys inside of that zone is sitting nicely. They're waiting for those people to rotate over and hopefully finding a kill or two, maybe a tag, making sure they stay above that Storm Surge if it does come in. As Punishes Reese finds a kill, Solo Davs as well, and it is in effect. So here we go. This is going to be very important to keep going with the damage, making sure everyone gets their piece of the pie. Look at everyone rotating in. Look at all those arrows making their way in. As Storm from White Rabbit Gaming falls, so he is eliminated as well. I think he fell at the same stage in game number 1, so he has a big catch-up to do. And so does Bruce fall as well. And Nay finds a kill.
Oof. Yeah, that Storm Surge very much still active right now, with 51 players remaining. Just that single player to get eliminated right now, and then that's all clear on our end. But it doesn't look like anyone on board who we were on board with indeed were below the damage threshold. But we're about to get into the moving zones right now. Keaton's making a remarkable gameplay and comeback for himself as he's able to find himself elimination right over there. Timbrat finding himself on height. Second to him is Reepsy, Spooky, and all these other players over here. But we can see Glubs is in here, CK's in here, Kareem's in this end game, and it is crazy to see what this game's gonna bring to you guys for right now. Bravado Woke as well, still very much in this one, and he did exceptionally good last game to, you know, grab a couple eliminations and place, I think it was top 10 overall in the game number 1 itself. But yeah, Zorro, he's found himself with more HP somehow, even though he didn't get a red pepper. I mean, even though he doesn't have any white heals, maybe he was able to pick up a medkit or so forth on his end.
Yeah, indeed so. And they again showing us what he can do. He pops that cow to make the better rotation, but that how can I say, roof of that building just deflects him quite a bit. But he is now in zone. Everyone making a rotation in. Then keep an eye on Warrior and Gloves as they're so weak. Just a tag and they'll be taken out. Travis, look at that green health. The health is literally maybe 10 or less. It doesn't look too good for him, but Woke is on height. And the biggest question is, when do people start fighting for that height, Iro?
Yeah, we saw Nemo take it at a perfect moment and he's able to rotate so goodly with that inflatable. For Travis, he needs to stay ahead of zone, being that he's very much low on HP right now, and he's doing really well on those rotations. But just look at how congested that rotation and topping is for him. He's going to get himself eliminated. However, Travis is going to be eliminated by Temperat. Actually, Temperat able to pick up an Elam on his end. Bojo places a launch pad. He makes those rotations. Warrior needing to make the rotations as well, as he's now down to 140 HP. All these players remaining right now. Woke finding himself on height. Still Kareem second to height right now as it stands. It does look like Woke is going to be able to secure that yet again, and this could possibly be a victory royale for him if he continues with that consistency over there. He deals a hefty amount of damage to Kareem, but it's a build battle between Latte and Woke, and let's see exactly who grabs that one as they go to the top of the bar right now. Now Latte dropping down. He uses a launch pad. Kareem is able to, Woke is able to use that launch pad as well, but now he's finding himself at the low pits and the end. Kareem gets taken out over here. Very unfortunate. Del Rey, what do you have to say about that?
Yeah, he gets taken out, and that's the aggressiveness. He gets a bit further this time around, but it was Rejects taken out as well. So the Goliath boys are out. Bravado is still in this. I think I didn't see Crispy, so I think WRG is out this as well. Punishes, we see Warrior, and it is Ginger there as well, and Sam definitely having a smile there to see Ginger in that game still at the end here. And it's going to come down to the end here. We have Zorro, we have LB Uruguay. Some weird names these guys have, but it's now top 10. Temberat is here. He wants to show us what he can do. As I glance to my right hand side and see in capital letters Ginger getting 2 eliminations there, taking out one of his teammates in Warrior. Now 7 players left in this game, and it is Nay finding another one. I think that was Temberat that fell there, and it's coming to the business. No, it isn't. Temberat is still alive, so there was someone else that he took out. So is this be the back-to-back for Nay, or is Temberat gonna end the spoils for Neymar? But it is busy Light here, right at the top, making sure he has height this time around. He doesn't want to get taken out. Temberat is finding does not get a kill. Neymar takes him out, and it is Nay versus, I think it is, I can't see his name actually, but is this going to be, it is Busy Light here. He's at the top. Things are turned around, Iro. It's Neymar with lowers, and it is the other player on height.
Yeah, no, Buzzy versus Neymar in this endgame situation. If Neymar is able to grab back-to-back victory royales, we've said it before, it is literally almost guaranteed win at the end. It's a pump from him. Let's see who connects this last moment.
Whoa,
and it's Neymar
again
to grab the back-to-back victory royales in the incredible IC All-Star Gaming right over here, guys. It is the finals.
He does it again. I don't know how he can do it from height. He can do it from on the ground. You can probably do it laying down, but I don't know. Incredible plays from Neymar again.
Challenge, Neymar. Let's see if you can get the next game. No, I mean, this is the thing. At the start, at the end of the first game, I made the comment where I specifically said, Neymar gave us a masterclass using the high ground. He just gave us a masterclass in how you win not having the high ground advantage. And an incredible performance for him. That's 2 victory royales back to back. That means if anyone wants to beat Neymar, they're going to have to come in with the big guns for game 3 and game 4, because he is dominating. And we did call him the best Fortnite player. What was interesting though is here we started to see in that end game, Ira, some of those big names popping off a little bit. Temberat was in the mix. We saw Kareem as well with that aggressive play style getting to the end game. Do you think it was just maybe game number 1, everyone got a feel for one another and now they're all in?
Yeah, no, definitely. Right now, it's the moment when if you haven't already gotten that time yet to switch on, turn on your gameplay and so forth, it is literally was meant for game number 2. So we're gonna have to wait and see how the games now play out. We are definitely gonna see a faster gameplay for game number 3, and yeah, let's see exactly what happens.
Okay, so this is what you need to remember. It is all about getting those placement points. You want to finish up as high as you can. So in the top 10 is ideal. The victory royale, though, gives you a bunch of more points. That's where you kind of want to be. And then you get points for eliminations. As you can see, Neymar's got that down pat. Stick it out till the end game, then get aggressive. You'll get the eliminations, plus you'll get the placement points. Or if you're Neymar, you'll get the victory royale points. This was an incredibly close battle, and you see there now these names starting to pop up. Warrior, Neymar, it's on now, Del Rey. All of these players know potentially that they do have to take out Neymar and make sure that they get the victory royale if they want to stand a chance of getting the top prize in the competition.
It is indeed, and you can see the Neymar's double the points of second place. So that is insane. If Neymar is in points this next game, I don't see anyone catching him. Then it's basically going to be a race between second, third, and so on and so forth. But Neymar, incredible player. You clearly see with the point system, he knows how to manipulate. I think it's my Afrikaans is coming through and clearly showing why. But you can still see with Neymar, it's crazy.
Okay, so if we take a look now at the top 25 and we look at the points, so I am looking at the points, which is why I might be looking away from you. But there's certain players here that I think we need to start looking at as potential players that can move up into those placements too. Even if you don't win first place, get some hands on the prize money. So Rejects is in the mix at 5th, Warriors at 4th. I think those are definitely two players. Woke, though, he's sitting in 9th spot, so doing relatively well. You want to be in the top 20 because that obviously gives you an opportunity to get some more points and move on up. And then the other big names that I'm interested in, Tembadats is sitting in 18th, which he didn't have a great first game. The second game looked more like him. Kareem in 22nd. What's concerning, though, is one of the players that I wanted to keep an eye on, and I'm now not seeing, is Travis from Goliath Gaming. He hasn't had a great start, Del Rey. So what does Travis have to do now if he wants to bring it back for game 3 and game 4?
I feel like it's a head game maybe, right? His teammate is clearly placing and doing quite well, as he's now, I think, 5th or 6th around there. So he's doing well. For me, Travis, maybe get out of your own head and play your game like we know you can. You're a good player. You've done this before. This isn't new for you. You can do it. Just play your game. Don't worry about the rest. And I do think he can come back. You can come back and you can still do this.
I now want to remind you that you can win a PlayStation 5 courtesy of Incredible Connections All-Star Gaming. They have one of 5 to give away for the month of August. I know a lot of you in the chat have been asking about this, so let me explain. If you want to win it, you need to head on over to the Incredible Connection website, go to the All-Star Gaming section, and make sure you sign up for the newsletter. On signing up for the newsletter, you go into the draw to win one of 5 PlayStation 5s. So that's what you need to do if you want to get your hands on the PlayStation 5. And I am going to ask anyone in the chat, for people asking about all the other prizes, the Logitechs, the Xboxes, just tell them how to enter so that they don't have to wait for me. You know how. Just share the love a little bit. Ira, right, halfway through. This is where we are. We're at the midpoint. Neymar is clearly on a fantastically superb run. Any other players, though, that you've been watching in these last 2 games that you're going, hold on, I think we need to keep an eye on them. They're just getting warmed up?
Honestly, no. I'm seeing a lot of them, die quite early. So I'm just going to have to stay on board with who we have right now in the top 8, top 15. But yeah, as it stands right now, there's no warming up. I mean, if you, like I said, the moment to get a comeback was game number 2. But if you don't win or if you don't do really well, like 3 out of the 4 games, then you're not nowhere near top 8. So for me personally, the people outside top 15 or maybe even 20, it's disappointing from them.
Ira's got no chill here. He's like, I'm just going to say it like I see it. If you are out
like
of the top 20
like
right now, if you are out of the top 20 right now, you ain't going home with any of that cash. Del Rey, I mean, any players for you that you're looking at that you think we should probably keep an eye on?
Yeah, man, I'm looking for Keaton. I'm waiting for Keaton to make his run. He's a free agent. So for that organizations out there that want to pick up a Fortnite player, he's a free agent, and he's one of the players that is right up there with the rest. So I'm looking for him to come back, and then maybe some biased love to the White Rabbit Gaming guys. I probably want to see them come through as well, and then obviously Reepsy from the Punishers Gaming Org. So waiting for them to make their shine, and hopefully it's going to be in game number 3.
I have bad news for you. According to Iro, it's game out for them. They're not in the top 20. So none of what you said, Matt. Just kidding. Okay, we're having a little bit of fun here. You need to have some. Well, I know you want to see game number 3. We're going to take a quick break so you can go get some snacks. And when we return, can Neymar make it 3 back-to-back victory royales? We'll find out. Welcome back to the Incredible Connection All-Star Gaming Fortnite Grand Finals. We started with 1,600 signups. We've whittled it down to 90 players who are now dropping into the lobby for 4 games because they want to get their hands on the lion's share of that 50,000 Rand prize pool. Incredible Connection coming in to support gamers with their All-Star Gaming initiative. They've got streams going. They've got these incredible esports. They've got great deals. And of course, they've got all these incredible giveaways, which we'll get into in a little bit. Del Rey and Iro have been your shoutcasters. They've been keeping you busy. And we're going to have some questions for them in a little bit. But I've decided actually we're going to get these giveaways straight in. So we did actually do a gaming keyboard giveaway a little bit earlier. I asked you this question. You needed to answer it in the chat. What type of switches does the Logitech G Pro mechanical gaming keyboard have? And now it's time to find out what the correct answer is and whether or not you are the lucky winner of the keyboard. So here you go. Congratulations. You've just won yourself a keyboard. The correct answer was A. If you didn't know, now you do. But don't worry, there's even more stuff to give away. So to make sure that you don't miss out, here we go. We got another Logitech G product up for grabs. If you want to win the G513 RGB gaming keyboard, it's valued at 2,799 Rand. You just need to answer the question that's going to be up on your screen right now. If you don't know the answer, then don't worry, head on over to the All-Star Gaming section on the Incredible Connection website and you'll be able to find it there. Drop your answer in chat. And of course, if you win, the Incredible Connection All-Star Gaming team will get hold of you on Twitch, so don't worry. Finally, you've seen them in chat and you don't understand what's going on. Well, if you want to know how to win yourself an Xbox Series X, then don't worry. This is all you need to do. You just need to give your answers in chat, telling us why the Xbox Series X is the best gaming console, and you will go into a draw. I will be announcing the winner at the end of this. And of course, there's also a 5,000 Rand gift voucher for Incredible Connection up for grabs. If you're watching on Facebook, you just need to share the stream. And if you're in Twitch, make sure you tag your friends. Can I make a suggestion? Tell your friends to come to the Twitch chat and say that you got them there. And then you can win a 5,000 Rand gift voucher. Incredible Connection is just like throwing all the stuff at you. They're like, gamers, we love gamers. Here, I have all these things. Let's talk about what we've watched, though. We're halfway through the competition. 2 games. Neymar, he has won both of them. We interviewed him at the start of the show. We said he's the best Fortnite player. He says he doesn't like it. When we say that, it makes him nervous. But no offense, Neymar, but like clearly it works in your favor. So you've won 2 victory royales. We're going to do it all the time. But we saw a very big change in pace. So I'm a big fan of pace in battle royale games and how players choose to adjust and how they choose to play. Ira, we've had this conversation backwards and forwards. So I'm going to bring you in now. First game, very passive early start. Game 2, huge amounts of aggression. Now, I'm a believer that sometimes the aggression pays off, but it is the 50-50 gamble you take. Game 2, though, it felt like everyone decided to be aggressive. What do you think about that plan? And do you think that's going to change in game number 3?
Oh, you so aggressive. I don't know what to describe what game 3 is going to be like. We're not going to get nowhere near the amount of players that we had alive in game number 2 because everyone across the board is just going to be double keying. Players are switching their drops now. So maybe they had a bad game 1 and 2. They died of spawn. So they say, okay, well, I'm going to go dirty dogs now. So they're not going to know who they're contesting. It's not their home. It's not their POI. They're going to die and so forth. So aggression across the board. A lot of these players are going to be picking up their pace when it comes to killing and so forth. I mean, the bottom leaderboard have nothing to lose. If you're 80th, 70th, they have nothing to lose. They see an opponent. Okay, that's the guy I'm killing today because I need a point. And if it means it changes something, at least I go from 70th to 69th. So these are the situations we are looking at.
I'm interested when you say that. We are going to jump into game 3, so you're going to have to give me a very short answer, Iro. But for me, is this a chance for one of these players who know they aren't going to finish in the prize money, who want to just make a name for themselves? They go, okay, well, I know where the top players are dropping. I'm going to drop there to assert dominance. I'm going to use that again. Do you think that's going to happen or not so much?
Not so much, no. I think it's more comes down to the good sportsmanship, hopefully, that we have from these players. I mean, I wouldn't want to be the guy that potentially grieved someone's earnings. So I'm hoping that this is the standby for the game number 3 and 4. Like we'll have to wait and see, though.
If you play Fortnite like Sam, it's W key, be aggressive, hot drop on everyone, and that's why I don't play professional Fortnite. Let's jump into game 3. Del Rey, Iro, off you go.
Yeah, here we go. And we on the W key so much straight away. Get me into the fighting action. As there you can see, W key galore. We get an early elimination there for Wigway and making that an early elimination for himself there. But yeah, it is game number 3. The action is right here for you guys as we see more people get eliminated, 70 down to 72. And that's where the question comes in, Iro. What changes? Obviously, Neymar, don't change anything. You've done what you've just do what you've been. But these players outside of your top 20 that you say is no chance, what did they do?
And look, right? You may potentially get into top 8, but you'd have to win a game or win 2 games in order to do that. And let's be frank, I mean, if you're not even making it into the top 10 or the top 15 after gameplay, it's almost impossible to get a victory out. You'd need to have the RNG on you, the launch pads to do so, the parasite as well, the red peppers and so forth. So win games and you get top 8, but the odds is almost near impossible for that to happen. But just look at the galore that we have right now. This is Scully, actually, by the way, Del Rey. Scully here on board right now against Altus, and you can see he's full-on gone mechanical all over Altus and trying to piece control him, take as much as he can, possibly in this position over here. He's going to take a moment of breather, as would I, because he's all over the place right now, trying to, what Sam says, assert domination against Altus right now. And he's able to get the players up over here, but it's not going to work out for him, and Altus is going to be able to finally pick up that elimination on his board. But yeah, Del Rey, let's be honest. What I'm saying is not wrong. You get a win, you get top 8. But and you get top 8 just to, I mean, can you get a win, bro? Like, it's very hard.
Well,
but,
it is very difficult. Please prove Iro wrong, please. We want to see his guys come out, shock us, But that was not Altus from Sevendelon that you saw there. He does have better shots, and there we can clearly see he does get that elimination, and Scully is out of the game. And is this Rakic? No, I've not seen Luca. Is Luca Rakic still in the game? I've not seen his name.
Yeah, that's Luca right there. That is Luca.
Okay, so Rakwov. So the guys change their name so often, but Rakic, we see this first time we see something of him, and hopefully maybe he's the guy, right? I wouldn't put my money on it, but maybe he's that guy.
Definitely. I mean, he says to himself on social media, I like to keep in touch with what these guys are talking about when it comes to tournaments. Luka Rakic, he says he's making money. He does not care. He will win. So, not win, obviously. The tournament, Nemo's already won. So, but he will place top 8 in the sense over there. But I mean, it's possible. But at the same time, it's just I have to say, it's going to be very much difficult over there.
It is. Let's be fair. He tells himself, right? He tells himself, listen, your boy, you can still do it. I'm lost, but I can still do this. And actually, that's what I like to see. And actually see. And if he can, listen, I love stories. And what kind of story can we write if something like that happens, right? Maybe Neymar loses his thumbs, and we see someone just come out of nowhere and take back-to-back W's, just like Neymar did, and with better eliminations, and there we go. But we never know, all right? We never know. And Storm, maybe he's that guy, and hopefully he is, because I'm rooting for him.
See, what I explained earlier is that we have action galore happening in game number 3. It is a whole different pace over here, and we can see Storm finding himself in the right corner. Some action on him. North is trying to take some action against B4 right now, and it is action galore. WRG Storm needs to come through out with a clutch. If not, he's gonna be a sad man today. So let's see what Storm can do for himself. He's one of the players who has nothing to lose, but get eliminations, and those are minimum points though. But there are points to help you, and those points and those eliminations this early gives you somewhat the confidence going into the next zone, the end game rotations and so forth. So yes, somehow asserting dominations works for you in a way. But in the end, it's also very scary what could possibly be happening. Oh,
yeah, it depends who that opponent in front of you is, right?
Yeah, exactly. Now North losing his Parasite. As you can see, he was shot in the head a couple times, but that Parasite took all the damage, and that's where the gun becomes very much OP right now. Alto is taking out Scully very much earlier. He's finding himself against Epic Male, who Storm was actually fighting earlier on, if you guys did see that over there. There's the leaderboard on the side of you guys, but before we get into and talk about that, actually, we can see Epic Maple being quite doubly keyed right now. Altus all over the spot. We did see Scully being in the same position and getting eliminated, but he gets that wall, he gets that
what a shot.
and it's just to walk out of this one with a massive clutch for himself. Let's talk about that leaderboard over there. Neymar in first, Spooky second, Zaki's third, Warrior fourth, Rejects fifth, and Buzzy in sixth. The second to sixth place right now can be in a fighting position just for second, though, you know? Nobody's winning, taking first right now.
Yeah,
No one's taking
for
first
now,
right now,
like,
so...
Neymar is 200 points ahead.
Yeah, he's 200 points ahead. If he's still alive right now, he's grabbing the same amount of placement as all those top players, and there's Warrior actually getting eliminated to Alters.
That's massive. That's massive. Ooh. Every single time I see Altus' name, I'm playing that Siemdelon Dinky in my head, and there he's again getting elimination. And good to him. Unfortunately, takes out one of the Punishers guys, so he is out of it. And he was in the running for some good money there. I think he was third, if I'm not mistaken. So that's not a good showing from him. But the show goes on, and so does Ace over here. And Ace has a couple of things in his sleeve. He's popping the big pot. He's playing against Boerboy. Is he going to take the fight? And I feel like he is or he isn't. I don't know. But for me, get out of it. Don't need it. And that's what's Bojo doing, right? Bojo's saying stuff that I really want to get into this prize money. And he is taking a hike. And look at this. Look at the steady hand of Neymar, ladies and gentlemen.
Neymar is alive right now here and pretty much still very, very well going to be alive towards the end, I can tell you that for sure. Bojo using his launch pads to get out of this position. Unfortunately, scuffing up his entire loadout towards the end game over there. And he's going to keep on getting focused right now, but he's able to heal up. And that's actually his trio who's W-keying this hard. Noted trying to get into Bojo's box. And they also did play as a duo. There's that last launch pad. Just how many launch pads do you have in your inventory over there? Jesus, he's able to launch pad, and he's obviously trying to get a good distance between Noted and this team right now. Let's see if this is the case right now. No, they're going to a box fight situation yet again. He does get to stare into the box. Noted in here right now, and it's a 50-50 situation.
Oh my.
And Noted comes through with the clutch over there. Bojo gets eliminated, and he's not happy. But in the same way, that sort of scuffs up Noted, because he doesn't get any of his launch pads. At least he's happy about that.
Wow, and what a fight. He followed him all the way. And I can tell you what, they'll be talking about that gunfight over there for quite some while, for them just pushing each other. Bojo trying to get away. Noted says there's no way in hell you're getting away. Come here, I will finish you off. And there we go. He gets the elimination. He keeps on fighting on, trying to get in the points. And for now, Iro, we have, 63 players remaining. Noted is on the fight again. He tries to get in there. the edits looking also clean. He does see him drop down. He drops down himself. He tries to get in. You just need to tag him up just one little bit. And is he going to get it? Or is someone going to steal the elimination from him? Nope. It is him. Yeah. It is him again. It is Kareem. He just finds those opportunities to take those eliminations.
Unfortunately, there for Nota. Nota being the aggressor, dealing a lot of the damage. Unfortunately, he won't get the fight at that. And Kareem will get the third participation right now. But look at Nota. This is W keying everyone. He does not care. He's looking left, right, and center.
You swear Sam is in his ear.
Literally, look at this right now. Divs here getting the W key right now. And Noted is just all over the show. But he's going to focus now to get in a safer position. Spidey, on the other hand, trying to get that spam AR into play. And he's dealing quite the little bit of tag damage that we can see on our board. But for Noted is some crazy gameplay that we are witnessing from him.
Yeah, indeed. So, and here is Spidey, the guy that was absolutely bombarded by shots left, right, and center in game number 2. And now he's going to try and fight back. He was eliminated by Kareem the previous game. So if he can maybe just stay clear of him, make sure he doesn't get shot from any side, then he's going to maybe try and follow through to the end. Now, Iro, I see there in the loadout, it's a little gas can. Now, what can that little thing do?
So the gas can obviously refill your vehicles, but it is a very dangerous item to have when a player is sort of down to builds. Like you can see right now, all these trees on fire.
Look at that
kill feed to a gas canister. And Noted managing to pick up a kill on Kareem, but yeah, the canister very deadly against wood. It burns quick and it deals 15 damage if you're burning on it. So it's very much scary.
Yeah, very much scary.
Noted.
Yeah, Noted again, right? We have noted that Noted is here and putting on a show in game number 3 with the W key all the way down, taking out Kareem from Bravado. And that's crazy, right? One of the players that we thought is in the running to win this whole thing, and now he's taken out. And I don't know if he's still in this. You mentioned everyone out of top 20 can maybe make top 8, but considering he was 29th and he's out of this game now, Iro, is he out of it?
Kareem, yeah, definitely. Lucid over here dealing some damage with the Pulse rifle, which acts, by the way, has a stock Industries rifle. A couple third-party shots are going to come into play for him over there on his end, but unfortunately, not going to play to their favor right now. Firecross obviously being in trouble over here. Their name was still alive right now. I'm not sure exactly what the point system is for these top players and so forth who remain alive, but if you win the game, it's 180 points. So for Neymar, he's already got a huge lead to the leaderboard. I mean, the 200 points, you need to win the game and get a couple eliminations just to tie with Neymar. But Neymar's alive still yet again, and that means he's grabbing placement points. So regardless if you do win a game and you catch up for the guys who are second, third, or whatever, Neymar's still in this one. So
yeah, as you said, he's just rocking along, racking up those points and putting a lead even further ahead of second place. And I don't even think he needs to have that big of a lead. He can maybe please give someone a chance to maybe make this interesting atop. But it is Ginger. Ginger taking out Neymar. So here we go, ladies and gentlemen. We definitely have a different winner in game number 3. Rejects finding a kill, but the biggest one over there is Ginger taking out Neymar. Who would have thought?
Yeah, no, definitely a GG's in the books to Ginger over there on his end. But for Neymar, like I said, you need to win the game and get a couple eliminations just to tie up to him. Depending on how much points he got this game right now, he still gets a decent amount of... He's still very much happy that if he does consistent next game, he wins the tournament still. So it's still scary now because Rejects is alive, and Rejects is one of the players who are like 200 points behind Neymar. So if Rejects wins this game and wins the next one, which is the fourth game that we're about to get into, then Neymar loses his first spot. But this is all skeptical and thinking that may not even happen. We have to wait and see. But Rejects is looking strong right now as he picks up yet again another elimination, and we are literally down to 51 players on the leaderboard. This is where things are getting a bit hectic. Players start double kicking a lot more, and Spooky Boss, who has been a player in the Fortnite comp since the beginning, he's here in the end games for game number 3 to say hello to everybody. Let's see what he's able to do towards the end. Woke, who's also in the top 8 right now, he's almost out of... No, he's not out of mats. He's actually chilling. I wonder why he's not building that much right now. But he is going to get server focused, and he can't really be server focused right now because he's down to literally 48 builds right there, and all of that is just wood right now, so he doesn't want to get focused that much. It is Storm as well putting on the aggression over there, so that's literally Woke begging everyone to stop because he's literally down to bare minimum mats.
Yeah, indeed. And as Ira mentioned, the two players we're having a look for now is Spooky Boss, and this is him in second place, right? Neymar has been taken out, and it is Spooky now that has to come through, and he needs to make this count because he needs to make it into the finals and go all the way, getting 180 points. And if he can, this is going to be a cracker of a game number 4. Game number 4 is our final match of the tournament. It's the only way you're going to win it is you go all the way, is Spooky Boss. And you mentioned Rejects as well. He is also in the running. Warrior, I think, was taken out, so he isn't in this game.
Woke is taken out right earlier. Now, by the way.
Yeah. Oh, there goes Woke as well. So a lot of these top players.
In this game. There's Zaki's over there. There's Zaki's and Spooky Boss, who are very much alive in this position over here. So these are the moments that we are literally witnessing in this tournament, where Neymar could possibly lose his first place position. So this could possibly be the case, but we don't know.
Yeah, we don't know. And it's again Reepsy falling short as well. Another player that we thought will go through to the end. And that, I think, is it for him. I don't think there is a redemption song for him. I don't think he's going to make it into the cash. He, unfortunately, the fat lady has sung for him. And he's not going to make it. So, cheerio to Reepsy. Now, the big name I'm looking at for now on the right-hand side is Travis. Travis is still in this. He's gone the furthest he had in 3 games, so he is up there and needs to keep going. Keaton, I see his name. Storm, I still see his. Lucky is still in this. Spidey is still in this. Hopefully he can use his Spidey senses to get through as we're on board with Travis. Keaton finding a kill as well. Travis rotating in, trying to not get shot from behind, making sure he gets in, but someone is in his build. Is he going to go turn around and trying to get that fight? No, he decides actually against it. He turns around and he follows on. Rejects finds a kill. Storm as well. And this is the business end yet again. Look at the fight at the top. It is Ginger. And this is going crazy. And unfortunately, Travis, that's probably it. That's his game probably, Iro.
Definitely is, and it looks like it was Spooky Boss to actually pick up that elimination, if I'm not mistaken. A low launch coming in play from Spooky Boss. He's here to say, I am winning this game. I am going to dominate to catch up to Neymar in this situation over here. And he's got that Parasite on his head. A very much OP item you'd love to have. Trying to set some piece controls to line up that pre-situation that he could get himself into. But unfortunately, the players read what he's to do now. Is just that rotation. The players remaining right now. Rejects, Theory, Storm, Keaton, these players now into the end game on the massive height of position right now is Havoc, who's found himself in a really good position. However, it does look like Spooky Boss is now down to literally 33 HP as he sits in the zone for quite a bit, using that chug cannon to rejuvenate his white HP. He's going to drop all the way to low right now. There goes his literally lost a bit match, almost completed right now with 223 builds. But yeah, Spooky Boss finding himself in a really well position towards this end game where 15 players remain as it stands.
Yeah, if he can just keep on going, he's in second place as we mentioned. If he can keep going and maybe get the dub here, we're going to go into game number 4 and it's going to be so close. We still have a lot of names as Popcool gets taken out. 12 players now top 10. We're in top 10. Havix is right at the top. We haven't spoken much about him, but he has been one of the players that people has been talking about. He's very vocal on Twitter and on social media. Now, can he back it up and show everyone what he can do, placing in the top 5? With Reject still in this, my money is definitely on him.
Definitely.
As it looks like Keaton is still in this, and Havix just keeps on going at the top. 7 players remaining.
Definitely.
And this is where it's going to come down to Spooky with low ground. We saw Neymar did it. Can he replicate what Neymar did on lowers as he now uses the weapon to heal himself, sees shots in front of him, rotates in, gets a kill as well. Oh my goodness, top 4, here we go.
This last moment over here that we have on board with Spooky Boss, he's able to find himself in a good position. He's getting into zone. He does have that child cannon to heal up, but it does look like he's used all its users right now. Rejects still alive in this one. Zakis as well. These 2 players, Spooky Boss and Zakis, are very much close to the top. Zakis get this. This is a moment where you could possibly be close to Neymar, and it's a 1v1 situation as Spooky gets a huge pump on him, and Spooky gets the victory royale in this one to potentially get closer to Neymar over there. What a beautiful moment that we've just witnessed from Spooky Boss. Ooh, the fact that these 2 players were second and third to Neymar, and Neymar died so early, they get a huge amount of points. Neymar's stressed right now. I can tell you, boots are being shaken right now.
Yeah.
Before we get into the shaking of the boots, let's talk about how Spooky got that low ground on the ground. Walk me through, Delray, those final moments. How is Spooky able to claim that victory royale?
Well, positioning, and some luck. Let's put it that way. Definitely some luck. One player gets taken out right in front of his eyes. He gets the materials and he gets some rejuice, as I would say, and he then gets into the mojo. He hits that first shot, so crucial from the player dropping down. He gets that first shot, and then he finishes it off and getting that first place. Now that leaderboard is going to look so juicy.
This is the thing, right? We're going to pull up the leaderboard for you now. So Neymar holds on, but by a little bit, because Spooky's been able to move himself up into second place. Look at that points difference. Now the fight is on, and actually, you know what? If you look at the top 4 there is a lot of space, Iro, for whatever happens in game number 4 to change that up a little bit. I would say between the top 3.
Yeah, no, definitely. It's going to be crazy right now. Neymar really had a good position to win the entire tournament if he had not died so early. So Ginger putting that pressure onto Neymar really changes the whole game for perspective. We had already said, Neymar's winning this tournament. He's 200 points ahead, but Spooky Boss and Zakis were literally moments behind him. They went into the end game together, placing first and second yet again. So Spooky Boss and Zakis changed the entire momentum for game number 4 for Neymar, for Rejects as well, because Rejects is in a position where he can also come second or third depending on how his game goes. So whether he gets a victory royale for Rejects, he can potentially move to second. Maybe Neymar comes. It's very confusing right now, and I don't want to say who's winning this tournament anymore because we don't know. We really don't know.
We actually don't. You can't call it. So let me explain. 50,000 Rand prize pool up for grabs. The top 8 players will win money. Right now, I've had a quick look at the scoreboards. From sort of, I would say 8th to about, I would go up to about 20th. There's still an opportunity for players to move themselves into the prize money. The top bit there, the first, second, third, fourth, this is open now. So we're going to go into game 4 with no clear winner, despite Neymar getting those back-to-back victory royales for game 1 and game 2. So this is insane. Like, everything is really, really close. All of these players are bringing their A game. I'd expect nothing less for the All-Star Gaming Fortnite competition. I do want to talk a little bit about some players that popped up now in game number 3 that we didn't maybe get a chance to see earlier on. Del Rey's going to start laughing because the first player I want to talk about is a player that in the group stages, I said, I like this player. I was looking at Ginger and I said, you know what? I mean, obviously, I was like, I just think an interesting player to keep an eye on. And I've noted Ginger stayed in the top 20 since the start of the grand finals, believe it or not, and has had a really good, solid performance throughout, obviously taking out Neymar. So for me, that's maybe a player to say, hey, in future tournaments, let's keep an eye on Ginger because steadily improving, consistency wins. But Del Rey, for you, any other players you saw in game 3 where you were like, yes, I've been waiting for this? I actually know who the player is, but I'll let you answer anyway.
Yeah, well, obviously I'll go with Ginger. You just mentioned him, and I do think he's got what it takes. And what a nice player, actually. Before we get to the in-game things, he's such a nice player to talk to. A very nice guy, down to earth, and his gameplay is great as well. Well, taking out the giant that is Neymar, you need to have the kahunas to make that happen, and he definitely did. Then we're looking at different names. Keaton definitely went not all the way, but close to. And then Travis actually went the furthest he has in this tournament thus far. Not far enough. I don't think he's going to make it, but listen here. We called that Neymar might run away with us. It doesn't look like the case now, and it looks like the lobby is hunting for him. So you never know. Maybe Neymar falls and we have a massive, massive game on our hands.
It's an interesting one. If you are watching in the chat, I would absolutely love it if you could let us know if there were players that you've been watching, not necessarily some of the bigger names, but there's been a few players that have popped off that you are loving. Put their names in the chat. Let us know about them. Share their names with everyone else watching because, of course, people want to hear about them. Iro, for you, stand-up performances in game number 3, the players that you went, yes, that's what I've been waiting for. Where have you been?
Honestly, I would have to say it is the guys who went all the way to the end games. Rejects, Spooky Boss, and Zakis. I mean, they were on the top 8 leaderboards, but we were not talking about them after game number 2. We didn't mention it because we didn't see their performances and so forth of that bat. So to see them in game number 3, the top 3 players in the top 8, that was really good. That was really interesting to see from our end. And it's weird position as well because Spooky Boss is second and Zakis is third, but here they are killing each other for the victory royale points. So for me, it just has to be those players, honestly. We didn't highlight them too much. Now we can see for sure what's happening.
What a performance we've had from our players. This is it. We are moving into game number 4 and it is all to play for. There is no clear winner here. This is open season. If you want to get into the top 8 and you want to get some of that All-Star Gaming prize money, this is your chance. We will break down what to expect or what we think will happen in game number 4 right after this. Welcome back to the Incredible Connection All-Star Gaming Fortnite Grand Finals. The 50,000 Rand prize pool is up for grabs. The top 8 players get to walk home with some money and the rest of them just get to walk home. So it's all to play for, because as we move into game number 4, the heat is on. It is open season, Iro, anyone's game. So the question is, from my side, my question to you is, how do we play this? Super aggro from the get-go? Is that what we're expecting? Every time.
I know exactly what you mean. I know. I know exactly what you mean.
Oh my god.
I know exactly what you mean.
So for me, it is the top 8 playing as safe as possible, because you lose or you dive spawn, it is it. You're not even walking home. You're sad. You're depressed after that. But for the bottom 8 and so forth, it's guns blazing, going all ham, and so forth. So that's what I believe what will happen right here.
Okay, so we're gonna get into this. We're gonna hype you up for game number 4, but before we do that, I do have an announcement. Of course, we were running a giveaway during game number 3, that Logitech G keyboard. There it is on your screen. So you needed to try and answer that question and then put the answer in the chat. I now get to let you know winner is of the G513. So congratulations. There you go. And the answer as well, if you didn't know it, because we're educating you about gaming peripherals while also giving them away. So congratulations. You just got your hands on a keyboard, but I'm also now just going to let you know that we do have an Xbox Series X up for grabs. You know how this goes. What you have to do is you need to tell us your 3 reasons in the chat why the Xbox Series X is the best gaming console for a chance to win. Also, don't copy other people's reasons. That doesn't work. Come up with some original content, please. Put that in the chat. I've been watching. School teacher Sam is here. She's shouting at you. And then finally, and I get to give you a 5,000 Rand gift voucher from Incredible Connection for doing this. But honestly, if you're a Fortnite South Africa fan, if you're a South African esports fan, I'm asking you, this is the grand finals. Share the stream. Tell your friends to come and watch. If you're sharing the Facebook stream, you stand a chance to win a 5,000 Rand voucher. If you're telling your friends to come into the Twitch chat and tagging them, you win. But more than that, this is an opportunity for us to get as many people as possible supporting Fortnite South Africa. If you've been watching this from the group stages right through to the grand finals, it has been so incredible to watch some of the best players battle it out. This was, for me, I've done Fortnite events before in Europe and North America. This was my first time jumping into South African Fortnite, and I am blown away by the incredible players we've seen. So tell your friends to come and watch. Make sure they're enjoying this, because this game is going to be a cracker. Del Rey, we spoke a bit about pace. We spoke a bit about aggression. Are you with Alex here? Do you think everyone's going to be a little bit safe at the beginning? Because obviously now they're very aware of the fact that at the end of the day, it's about placement points. You've got to stay till the end game. Early engagements. I know I say be aggressive, but even I know in game number 4, early engagements, potentially a bad idea.
Yeah, well, you basically can split this last game in 2 and say bottom half of this tournament or players are going to do what they want, W key if they want. They don't care if they kill Neymar from the start. Or try to, let me put it that way. And then you're going to get the upper players, that's your top 10, your top 20, and they're going to say, listen, yeah, I'm going to stick to my guns. I'm going to obviously try and play for that late game, and as soon as I can do that and I've clinched my way all the way up there, then I'm going to go look for eliminations. Just to say that elimination obviously only counts to 1 point, and if you're winning this whole thing, it's 180 points and most likely placing in the money. So you really need to pick your poison and see what you want to do, how early you want to do it, what rotations are you going to make, who are you going to fight. There's so much to think of.
I'm not going to waste any more of anyone's time. The players ready, Ira and Del Rey. This is it. The grand finals of the Incredible Connection All-Star Gaming Fortnite competition. It is all to play for, and at the end of this, we will have a champion. We're getting on that battle bus one more time. Gents, let's get into game.
game number 4, our final game of the tournament, and it's gonna come down to the end. These players are also close. Neymar, Spooky, Zacky's, Rejects, they've all got what it takes to come out on top. It's all now. The thing is, we just need to keep an eye on our top left-hand side of our screen. Is Neymar gonna fall? Is Spooky gonna fall? Is Zacky's gonna fall? That's the question. And if they do, you know, everyone will be talking about it. Everyone's gonna change what they're doing. Are they gonna W key now, saying, "Listen here, yes, Neymar's out, Spooky. Now he knows. Listen here, I'm gonna play it slow. I don't need to do anything. Placement is where it matters." And yeah, I don't know. This is crazy, Alex. It's the final. It's the final game. Are you amped?
I'm more than amped. I'm excited. Let's go. You know, like let's see who wins right now. Is there a fast forward for real time live? Because I'm anxious as well to see what's gonna be happening over here. My eyes is not glued onto the players. My eyes is glued onto that kill feed. If I see Neymar drop dead, if I see Spooky drop dead, if I see Zacky's drop dead, man, it's so sadness for me to them, because they've been working so hard throughout the entire tournament right here. Luka Rakic gets eliminated by Mike Sticks. So GG to him over there, Luka Rakic. We'll be seeing you in the next one. And then, but yeah, no, I'm anxious, I'm excited. I'm also afraid of what could possibly be happening.
Oh my goodness. Cheers, Luka Rakic. And then, cheers, Kareem. Yeah, PVD Kareem is out of it. And that is his tournament, and we say goodbye to him. Thanks for being here and showing us what to do. Bruce gets in, and cheers Piano, and cheers to Mixtix as Ace gets him back for what he just did there. But yeah, a player from BVD is out of it. He isn't going to get anything, and here's a big fight as Ginger is taking a dip, having his Chad Leclerc in the water there. Not quick enough as he gets shot there by a creek, and now just wants to back out.
Yeah, no, definitely. You can see now in this position, players are really dying quickly. We're down to 61 players. E-Take here at Coral Castle, and I believe like the E-Take and so forth, he could have played better, you know. Anyone could have played better, but it all comes down to RNG and your rotations and your positioning and so forth. But we've come now down to literally the last game of the evening, and if it's not Zacky's or Neymar winning game, hopefully it's someone in the top 20 to 30 who wins the game, because then they work their way all the way to the top. So that's going to be really interesting from their end. And I'm really excited. It is the 4th game that we have on board over here, man. And it's been one hell of a weekend, I can tell you that, leading up to today.
Yeah, for sure. Let's actually look back at it, right? We, on Thursday, had qualifiers, and I think I'm correct by saying we had 1,600 players registered and playing to qualify for Friday. And then Friday we had a stream, and we had 2 different of, I think, about 90 players, and they were battling it out to make it to the grand finals that is today, as Crispy falls to Spidey, and that's a big name getting taken down as well. Temberat, he is still in this. He can maybe take it all the way. We've seen him do it before. He does get tagged up, but he tags Mikey back. So this is going to be a good fight as well. He gets in, does get the elimination, and that is all he wanted. 2 eliminations on the board for him, and a great start. Now, I've seen Iro on Twitter just scrolling through and seeing how the players feel, and the biggest thing that comes up is this parasite on the head of the players. And even, I think it was one of the top players in Europe said, listen here, when is these parasites being taken out of the game?
Yeah, it was Benji Fishy who did that, and
yeah,
the I mentioned, this is a very OP weapon to have or item to have on your head over there. It's just broken, honestly. For these players to have the parasite on their head, it's almost like you get a pre-victory royale. I mean, we've seen it many times already. We've seen how OP it can be, how much damage it deflects off of you to the parasite. It's very, very broken. Brushock and North actually finding themselves in some action over here. It does look like Brushock playing it safe because he's run out of mats completely on his end. Maybe farm the floor, farm the walls just to pick up a couple mats for himself, because he's going to need to try to defend himself some way or another.
Yeah, indeed it is. And I think one thing we need to keep in our rear view mirror is the zones, on where they're closing, on who gets the best pull. A lot of players speak about this. I didn't have the best day on the zones, and that could have costed me. And maybe that is the case, and we see a different winner. But if you've missed it, Neymar's won game number 1 and 2 with a nice back-to-back for him. And then Spooky came out in game number 3 and took that one. And you can see it is going to be also close at the end. And just to put it in perspective for you, right, it is Spooky that is in second place and Neymar in first. And between them, I think it's about 30 points between them. And if you're looking at the point system, it's crazy. 180 points we mentioned if you win the whole thing. And even if you don't win the whole thing, if you get top 25, you are looking about around 80 points, and that by itself, if Neymar gets taken out, is good enough for Spooky to win this thing.
Yeah, I mean, if it comes down to the wire and you got Neymar in first and you got Spooky Boss winning the second, then it's still in the books, because it's 50 points that you get when winning the game to second place. So if you come second, for Neymar, it's smashing monitors and desk breaking. Although he can try win a voucher today and buy himself another monitor from Incredible Connection. So he can do whatever
like I said, pick your poison. You're either going for the gold or you're getting nothing. But in this case, he can actually win still quite a lot. I think he's basically guaranteed money. So he's having a good weekend, or a very good Women's Day for every woman out there, girl. And it is just a great day. And there you can see that leaderboard, right? It is so close, and it's Temba. Listen here, I need to get into this, right? I need to show people what I can do.
Yeah, look what he's done.
He already has 4 eliminations.
Now building up to a bill fight right now, and you can see damages being taken back and front between these two players, but he's got that parasite to get that double movement, that double jump. He's able to position himself into a really good play for this one, but he's going to drop all the way to low to maybe find his opposition. Spidey trying to move left, right, and center, but it doesn't look like it's working out for him. As Temperat is able to stick on this player right now, and he's just hopping out around everywhere. There goes the player using a launch pad to get this out of this position, and you can see he's not done with that. He's trying his level best to locate where Spidey could have been. But on to the next victim. It looks like Vapors will be the one to be handled down here by Tembrat.
Indeed so. And I actually did look at the kill feed there, and it looks like Noted took himself out. I've no idea how he did that, but he took himself.
Look at that. Oh my God!
No idea.
Listen, I was wondering what happened, because I saw there was a third party that ran there, and then I see there's just Spidey left. I was like, wait, how did Spidey move into that position? But I saw the kill feed, and I'm also looking at the chat, and everyone's saying Noted fell to his death. Hilarious!
Listen here, on the way to end things in game number 4, the final game, and you want to go kill yourself. But that's incredible. The guy unfortunately dies there, and that's enough of that of what we're going to see of him in this tournament. As Josie, I think, falls there as well. Spidey, Temberat still looking for more. This guy wants all the eliminations for himself today. He sees Spidey, but only tags him up for a little 9 over there. I don't know if he has a parasite himself, Spidey. But Temberat's not standing back at all as he comes in with a shot, cleans him up, and that's 5. The W key is incredible from this guy right now.
Yeah, Temberat honestly putting on the show. Like I say, guys, the top 20 to 30 players, if they win a game today, they can get top 8. And getting top 8 is quite the prize you would love right here for the biggest tournament for 2021. It is bragging rights as well that you can get into, because it wasn't easy to get into this position, into the final 4 games itself. But to place top 8 overall in the biggest solo or biggest tournament for 2021, that is a huge GG's in the books over there. So well done to him if he's able to do it. So far, it's looking really good right there, right now. And we are down to 46 players. That aggression gameplay is basically much seen across the board right now. Temperat's on 5 kills already, so you can imagine what the scenes are looking like right now. I'm looking in the chat and a nice comment coming in from Jelly Bane. He says, these people faster than my hopes.
Wait, just repeat that. I didn't actually catch that.
These people built faster than I built my hopes.
That's incredible. Obviously, these players put a minimum of 4 hours in daily. Now, I'm telling you, if you do that the same with anything else that you do, you'll come out on top. But it is Exit Lag getting a kill there. Now, if I'm not mistaken, Exit Lag, his name is what's his name again, Iro? These people with their names that they change so much.
I'm not entirely sure who it is, to be honest with you, but it does look like Firecross is finding himself going up against one of the best players in South Africa. It's Travis. Travis trying to take a peek at that, but it's a 1-on-1 right now as he's able to break the shield on Travis right there, and Travis is now under pressure, looking to find himself taking some minis. Will he be able to do so successfully? Has Firecross just consistently puts on that pressure? Will he get into the box right now? As it is seen, able to hold his ground just a bit over there, but not able to heal up. As Firecross is consistently trying to get into the player's box right now, and this is not looking good for Travis, as he's literally down to less than 40 HP. He gets eliminated on the front end over there. Firecross is celebrating because that is a huge elimination to pick up from in the mid games right now. Toxic Law from his side over there.
I'm loving it. I'm loving it. Do it more. But that is it for Travis in this tournament. Unfortunately, one of the Goliath members not going to make it, and it does a place outside of that prize pool, that prize cash that he can win. But that player that was Exit Lag is actually Energy. So Energy changed his name to Exit Lag. But again, look at that leaderboard. Also so close. Havoc's in there. We have Rejects, Zaki, Spooky, obviously Neymar there, as Cross is still in the game. And he is taking up one of the best players in this game, and that is Woke from Bravado. Can he take him out? It's a big mountain to climb, but it's got the HP advantage.
Yeah, no, Firecross is on a roll right now, trying to take out the biggest players in South Africa. He's taken out one already. Can he go for the back-to-back right now? He has the moment to heal up, even though heal up right now, disengage. That's the best play for Firecross right now. In fact, actually, he doesn't have any mats at hand right now, so Woke has the advantage. As you can see, he's managed to crack Firecross in this position. Brew Shock as well coming into the play over there to say, what's up, guys? Are you guys fighting? I would like a piece of the cake right here. And for Firecross, he's trying to go in, guns blazing, no max at hand. Will he come through with the clutch? Unfortunately not, as Brew Shock is able to eliminate Firecross from a ramping Steve that he was planning to do to the entire lobby.
Yeah, he was taking out Neymar's trio one by one, but Bruce came in and helped that doesn't happen, as Neymar is just watching over the lobby. He's the king right now. He's making sure, listen here, don't anyone try your chance in coming into my box. I'm keeping an eye on everyone. As you can see him turn left, right to make sure. It's almost like he's crossing the road, making sure no one comes in from his way. But there's one guy that I actually have not heard much of, and that's Gloves. Gloves, for me, is one of those players that can pop off when he wants to, and he's basically been nowhere for me this tournament. Not something that I expected, considering it's one of the biggest that we'll have in this year, unless, Incredible Connection want to come again and maybe, push it up there again, but wink, wink. But again, I expect a bit more from Gloves.
Yeah, no, Gloves in the open stages came second, if I'm not mistaken, to Keaton over there. So very, very unfortunate across the board from Gloves himself. But look, there's more to come. I can tell you that for sure. From Gloves himself, he's definitely going to be hitting himself at the back of the head saying, come on, man, what was the performance today? So for Keaton as well. Keaton came in with a lot of heat around his name, and the consistency in the open rounds showed that. But unfortunate for him, it was just GG's across the board. Bruchok managing to eliminate Woke over here, and now you can see maybe a fight from Bruchok and Temperat as they fight for the mats over here from Woke's body, but he's going to get hit quite hard. He does have the chug cannon in the back pocket with the red peppers as well, so he's able to kill up quite a bit in this scene over here.
Yeah, that chug cannon helping so much. And there, that dinky in my head goes off again as Altus, Mr. Siemdelana, gets a kill. And he keeps on going. Bruce is still at the bottom there, and he's probably going to face Temperat once again as we get into this fight. But there's 34 players remaining, and none of those big five that we've been speaking about that's currently in the lead, and none of them has fallen.
Yeah, no, definitely. You got Zaki's alive, you got Spooky alive, you got Neymar alive, and it's really good scenes that we have for these players. I mean, heart-beating moments right here for the players who are still alive right now in the top 5 placement. As you guys just imagine being in this position as a competitive player, athlete, whatever, moments away from winning first place. It's scary stuff.
It is scary just to think how much is on the line. If you put a foot wrong, how much it can cost you and how much you can lose. And if you're in Neymar's shoes, you don't want to make a single mistake. He makes this rotation. Hopefully no one is on him. Some shots gets taken, but Temperat gets actually beamed from the side. He's down to 77 HP, I think that is, as I can see on my side, and he uses that chug cannon yet again, but shots all around him. Neymar has gotten in, and he is safe for the moment until that next zone is pulled. And if this is pulled to the top right, looking at that mini-map at your bottom right, I think we're going to have a massive show, Iro.
Yeah, I mean, these moving zones are very much scary. I mean, anyone falls at this moment, depending on your positioning and so forth, you'll be the last man to stand after the moving zones come into play. So it's scary moments that we have on board over here, guys. Literally anyone on that leaderboard between Neymar, Spooky Boss, Zaki's, potentially rejects, I'll just put him in there as well, could be the winner of the IC All-Star Gaming Fortnite tournament that we have today. Brought to you, of course, by Incredible Connections as well as Logitech G. So, I mean, let's see exactly what will be happening in this final moments right here, Dare. If you were to write it down on paper right now, who would be winning this game?
Putting me on the spot here, but I feel like every single solo, we've seen a rejects win. Come on. And I think we're going to get one this time. Do I think it's going to be enough with that W to win this tournament? Probably not, because I highly doubt Neymar, Spooky Boss, or Zaki's will fall in the near stages. and thank goodness for that. I'm almost to a commentator's curse as I see people falling left, right, and center. But Tembarat getting a kill yet again. 7 eliminations for him. We're getting into the top 25. The points are starting to be given out, as we can see. Just for reaching top 25, you already bagged yourself 30 points. And they're going to keep on coming as Bruce Shark falls. 24 players left. And we're getting closer and closer to crowning our victor.
Yeah, Neymar finally picking up yet again another elimination on Punisher's Bojo. He's able to grab some kill points, which will widen the lead against Zakis and Spooky Boss over here, who have not yet dropped dead over here. We also do have Warrior, who's in this game. Unfortunately for him, he was one of the players in the running. However, managed to die quite early in game number 3. But Temperat, he's putting on a show for us, guys. 7 eliminations. Doesn't look like he's stopping anytime soon. He's focusing on those rotations right now, but now only down to 36 builds. He's going to find himself getting eliminated right there. Neymar trying to get a piece of that cake as well with a third-party shot, but unfortunately not able to connect. Jumping to this player's box. He's got to be careful from behind as Popku comes in, and he's going to eliminate Neymar.
Oh, no.
So Neymar gets out of the scenes over here. We still have Warrior, Zakis in this one, and Spooky Boss as well. So
Spooky.
still potential winners.
Keep an eye, and I'm telling you now, Spooky is licking his lips, and so is Zakis, as well as Rejects, licking their lips as they saw Neymar's name fall. 10 players left. We're going in to it now, ladies and gentlemen. Rejects finding 2 eliminations. He keeps on going. He's got 3. 8 players left. Neymar is fallen.
Oh.
Now it comes down to it.
Oh my, what have I witnessed? Spooky Boss did manage to eliminate Zaki, so this is literally his game as he is on height right now, guys. Farming those placement points, he's top 7 in this very moment. He's healing up, taking those minis. Rejects on the other hand, he's trying to stay alive to try get that elimination as well, because this could potentially put him in second place. Spooky Boss in first, but we'll have to wait and see for these final moments as it comes down to literally this right here. Rejects down to 2 builds on his end. He doesn't have any white fields or anything to camping storm if it comes down to that over there, but finding some previous builds, he gets himself an elimination, finding himself yet again in this position. Rejects is looking very much hot and heated as well. He gets an elimination right there. What are we witnessing? Spooky Boss jumping down below to get involved up here, but Ginger as well is in the final moments that we have right now. These are the scenes you'd love to see. Spooky Boss is literally yet again to win a game for us because he has the most HP as it stands right here. These are breathtaking moments as we are down to literally these 3 players. Rejects takes a peek, but it's Spooky Boss to get that elimination. It is a 1v1 situation. Spooky Boss against Rejects. Who will claim the victory royale is the question.
Yeah, the question is, who's taking it? The heights or down below of Rejects? I put my money on him, on getting this victory royale right here as he swaps out more chug cannons. He's going to need them all. Rotation is going to come in. He jumps up, does not get the kill, and it's Spooky! Spooky again! Spooky gets the W. 2 for Neymar, 2 for Spooky. Who could write this story for us? I don't know. I don't know the scores. I'm shocked. I don't know. I don't know.
I do, but I'm not gonna ruin it yet. Let's talk about the game right now. I've been watching the live counter, but we will talk about the game we just saw. Spooky getting that back-to-back victory royale. So him and Neymar on equal footing. We need to see how the points decide who gets where. But what I do want to talk about, Rejects coming in, popping off. Iro, where has that player been for the last 3 games? That was incredible to watch.
Honestly, spectacular gameplay from Rejects. We did see him dying on his first rotation when he was on second to height to Woke, and GG's over there. But he definitely showed up to par, showing his skills, what he's capable of doing. I mean, those clutch moments where he had no mats, but he stayed composed, stayed collected, got those eliminations to continue going even further. Second place is a really good books for me. I say well done to Rejects.
So for me, the standout players right now, Del Rey, Rejects, Spooky, Neymar. And there's a very good chance that the top 8 has I mean, it's not even a good chance. I've seen it. The top 8 is completely not what you're expecting. We'll share it with you in a bit. But let's talk about Spooky as a player, Neymar as a player. Both of them have just put on such a good show. What were the highlights for you from both of these players?
Wow, just from Neymar's point of view, obviously he's kicking himself, I think, for not going the distance and unfortunately falling short from getting more points and putting this out of the reach of Spooky. But from Spooky's point of view, dude, hats off to you. You've played this to the T. You could not have played this more perfect. You were on height. You played your shot and your shot. And back to back for Neymar, back to back for Spooky. And if I'm looking at this, if I'm looking just at the, I do feel deep inside of me that Spooky has done enough to get this W.
I think we've teased everyone enough. We've got the final leaderboard. Here you go. Your top 8 players for the Incredible Connection All-Star Gaming Fortnite Grand Finals.
Wow.
He has done it in the last game. Spooky Boss takes the top spot. Neymar in second, and my favorite. Look who pushed himself all the way into third. But Iro, Spooky Boss takes it. We couldn't have even guessed this. Pips Neymar at the post. New top Fortnite player. Is that what we're giving? Are we giving him the name?
Not just yet.
Not just
But
yet.
Spooky Boss played that very well. I mean, going into game number 3, he was in the top 8 position, so which means he had better games to where Neymar didn't win. So it comes down to that. I mean, it's consistency after consistency, but to remain that composed in the very last moments, I have to give my hats off to Spooky Boss for grabbing the victory royales in the overall win. I mean, it is really hard to do such things and to keep that mental strength going into these very last moments. So for me, well done to Spooky Boss.
So before we have our final thoughts on this, we got a bunch of giveaways that I need to announce winners for. And you will remember at the start of the Logitech G giveaways, I told you if you wanted the correct answer, you needed to go to the All-Star section on the Incredible Connection website. It would appear that in the last giveaway where we gave away the keyboard, our competition elves did not go to the Incredible Connection website. They did not listen to us. They thought they knew best. They didn't. So we've had to redraw. The competition elves have been sufficiently shouted at, and they now have to play Kareem in Fortnite for the rest of the week as punishment. But let's answer the correct question, or the correct answer now. So this was the original question, and we will be doing a redraw. So we're just waiting so we can give you the correct answer and do the redraw of the winner. But before we do that, I thought, you know what we should do is obviously for the last 2 days, I mean, let's break this down. We started with 1,600 signups for this Fortnite competition. We had some open qualifiers. Then on Friday, you got to watch the group stages. During those group stages, we announced that we were giving away an Xbox Series X. Throughout Friday, you were entering the competition. You were copy pasting. Today, you did the same throughout the whole stream, and you needed to tell us why you thought the Xbox was the best console. We've seen all the answers, and we now get to show you the winner. So this is it. Who wins the Xbox Series X? There's the name. Congratulations. You are a winner. You're getting a brand new gaming console, and best believe you better be playing some Fortnite on it. All courtesy of Incredible Connection and All-Star Gaming. We'll be announcing other winners in a little bit, but I want to talk again. As much as Spooky won it, we've hyped him up. Iro, Neymar still giving us a masterclass. In game 1, it was how to play high ground, how to use the parasites, how to play correctly with the time. Game 2 is how to win from the ground.
Yep.
He's just a superb player. And really, I know coming second is never great, but it was so close. And he really did put on a fantastic performance.
Definitely he did. I mean, look, right? Neymar height first game, Neymar low second game. Different scenarios here for Spooky. Spooky game 3 low, game 4 height. So some of these players just have that thing, you know. Maybe they're learning from each other. Maybe they I don't know, but like it's so amazing that we couldn't pinpoint after game 3 who would have won. And then when Neymar got taken out that early, it was in the books. But then for me, the tipping point was when Spooky Boss actually eliminated Zakis on the moving rotations in game number 4. That's when I knew, okay, he's won. Rejects, however, was, given a good fight on the low grounds as well. He was really showing everyone how it's handled there, and unfortunately not grabbing the win over there. But still, he did exceptionally well. Spooky Boss and Neymar, those two players, they are to talk about for the next couple months.
It's incredible that Rejects was able to pull himself up to 3rd place. So I want to find out, I know you won't let me take Neymar's title away and give it to Spooky, but can I give Rejects the title of the comeback kid? Is that allowed? Del Rey? I'm not even going to let Ira answer because Del Rey's always nice to me. Can I call Rejects the comeback kid?
Listen, Rejects, we spoke about him from the beginning. He's always been there with solos, duos, trios. It doesn't matter. He's always there in the contention to get in the money. That guy is the cash king, right? He's always there, or the comeback king, right? But he's always up there. Yeah. So yeah, it's comeback king. But typical performance. He's always been there, and he keeps on pushing. And he's a player that's really, really hard on himself. Last week we had another solo tournament. He didn't do too well. He said he's going to come back and he's going to try his best. And I still didn't think we saw his best because he probably would have won this tournament if it was his best. But he's still up there and he keeps on climbing and he keeps on going. So yeah, hats off for him, and we'll probably see him place again. But GG's with that 3rd place.
For sure. So Del Rey mentioned there that Rejects, the comeback king, likes some cash, and I'm sure you like some cash as well. And I've got those cash vouchers to give away for Incredible Connection, those gift vouchers. And here are your winners. We are going to announce them in a little bit. So you get that 5,000 Rand gift voucher to spend on some cash. Congratulations. You get to take home that voucher. Someone from Incredible Connection will be in touch with you. This is just been incredible levels of Fortnite that we've got to watch. Like I said again, Spooky, Neymar, just phenomenal performances from both of them. But not only them, Tembadat through the group stages, in finals, the way he popped off in this game there's been so many incredible players. What do you think, moving away from this tournament, Iro, the future of Fortnite South Africa? Should more people be paying attention, do you think, to these players?
Definitely. I mean, I can give you an example with Spooky Boss. I mean, he's always been known as the second curse. So he's always placed second in the most of the trio tournaments. However, there hasn't been that much solo, so maybe it was his time. Maybe he's worked so hard as a solo player to come through and show consistency, because that's what we've seen from Spooky Boss. But across the board, I mean, even just Temperat, always given him the title, especially the past 3 to 4 weeks, the upcoming player. And he's really showing that. He's really showing the skilled level of your Neymars and so forth when it comes to fighting and when it comes to rotation, taking those endgame fights, etc. But it's just the lack of inconsistency that we are seeing, or the lack of consistency that we are seeing from Tembarat, which comes with experience. I mean, it's just a moment of more months for him, and I can tell you he will be on the leaderboards of the next big tournament that is yet to come. So keep an eye out definitely for these players, and a lot of them as well in the top 8. Havix, E-Take, these guys as well. They really showed up to par today.
So much incredible talent, Del Rey, in the Fortnite South Africa community. And sometimes the title gets a little bit of a bad rep, but in my experience in the last few days, just the top level of players, the level of play that they've been able to present, which ultimately makes for an incredible viewing experience, has been phenomenal. Their engagements online, the way they chat to everyone. I mean, do you think that Incredible Connections All-Star Gaming, this will be a good example to say, we need more Fortnite support. We need more tournaments because these players really can put on an incredible show?
Indeed so. And it just shows to everyone in the Fortnite Zero community what can be done if we bind forces. It's incredible. Twitter, social media, it's great to see how the players go about it when things go great. Obviously, when things don't go great, we sort things out. But again, when things do, it's exceptional. We saw on Twitter people congratulating the winner, people saying, GG's, next time you've got it, you can do it. And for a player like, as an example, between Travis and Reepsy, there was a bit back and forth with the trio team, back and forth. And I saw Reepsy's tweet saying to Neymar, listen here, we might have some banter going back and forth with the trio teams, but at the end of the day, you're a solid player, and GG's on your second place. So it's great to see, and I can't wait to see more, not just from the community, but from Incredible Connection.
For sure. So we do have one last giveaway. We have redrawn the Logitech G keyboard with the correct answer now. So there was the question, and we're going to give you the answer as well as announce the winner. So congratulations. You've just won yourself a keyboard, and that is the last giveaway for today. And I do believe now it is an opportunity for us to look back on such incredible performances from all our players. Spooky pulling it in at the end, Neymar, and it's really been an incredible first event for Incredible Connection All-Star Gaming. Iro, Del Rey, phenomenal on the casting and all the team behind the scenes, the mods. But most importantly for me, before we go, I want to say a huge thank you to every single one of the players that entered this competition and played. It is always a privilege for us to get to sit here and tell your stories, and it's an honor to watch you play. We appreciate it. We support you, and Fortnite ZA is popping off. And finally, to every single person that has supported the stream, that has shared your love for South African esports and South African gaming goes a long way. Incredible Connections All-Star Gaming. This is just the first. CSGO and FIFA are coming. I cannot wait. What a first showing. Don't go anywhere. Make sure you follow these channels because it is only just begun. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you soon.